Run it, baby. All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tariff Day. We have already gone over the recap there and covered all of the headlines. Mexico said they will retaliate by Sunday. Canada and China have already retaliated. Believe it or not, they are calling the China response small for now, which could be a good sign. Other than that, small for now. Oh, wow. Other than that, I hope you saw the watch list because what we're leading into pretty much today's reaction, this will prepare us for the 3 or 4 other tariffs that we have right around the corner. So you got velocity, you got the momentum, the levels. We're going to see where that all plays out. Bonds are down to start. Otherwise, it's been 8 days in a row of green. So I don't know how long that'll last, but we got some craziness. Watch the currencies. We have 3 minutes, baby. It is game time. But now, the watch list is on this channel, actually. So go to the latest live before this, and you'll find I posted the watch list on this channel, so it's easy to find, my friends. Easy to find. But that being said, I do have a couple of plays. I'm going to be watching NVIDIA, K-Web, Yang, the dollar, TLT, Octa, gold, the Mexican peso, the Canadian loonie, and then we're going to also keep an eye there on Uber. So other than that, though, again, we were just talking about it. I do think like TLT and other plays will be very important. Again, as long as we get the bond move, and then like I told you, you had the, what's it called? You have 8 days in a row of the bonds being up. So you got to really think about that because that means, oh, why isn't it logging in? Because then that means 8 days in a row, maybe we get a pullback or it absolutely goes crazy. But Chattadonia, we got a minute and a half. You're here right now. Tell me, my friends, what is your first play of the day? Post it in the chat. Let's go. Good morning. Spy put, Apple, Baba put, crying out my long-term. Apple and Baba put sit on the hands. I would have banned you if I had my hands free. News plays, the video, watch it. JetBlue, $6 TLT, Costco weekly, Spy call spreads, Apple puts, court day, short the SoFi, just looking for now. TSM, NVIDIA, Spy puts, first day equals logging off. Oh no, Spy puts, yes. Ford puts, Apple, Baba puts, Verizon 44, adding VT out of long-term. Tesla puts, JPM, calls on the peach, Visa, I bought and close out a CLF coin, wing it, TLT, calls on the peach, Sunrun in the final plays. Octa calls. Baba puts, my boy. 2 million on Spy puts. Long-term only. Tesla. And lots of puts. Okay, maybe we get some. All I saw was puts today. All I saw was puts. Do we fade it or do we actually get a put day? Let's see what happens. So, Lutnick live on CNBC. We got 30 seconds. I would love to use that as a bathroom break. With the wire is disappearing until you hit the likes.
And they have abused that.
Oh, and I'll get you the watch list and no members, no non-members only chat. So 2,000 likes is just for the wire. So good morning. I'll be right back. Damn, we only have 10 seconds. Never mind. I can't leave. There's not enough time. It's game time. We must game time.
And Donald Trump's going to bring back to America.
But yeah, Lutnick talking right now.
That was Commerce Secretary
Lutnick. Recap. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. All right, let's see where we're at. Oh, those Spy puts. Nice. Oh, actually, the Spy puts were up way more yesterday. So that other one that I sold, I got $2 for it. It's opened at $2. And then the ones out the money are still there. Intel puts have a wide spread, so watch out for that. Oh, where's real estate? Again, O and MPW. Again, the bonds are still going up. Watch TLT. Like I'm saying, I think you're going to get a lot of different plays on TLT, up or down. So do not fool yourself into thinking that only means up right now. So watch out for that. Again, you're down by 0.9 already on the NASDAQ, so that is not a that's not good for now. MO is killing it. I'm mad. Remember those calls, those dailies we played at like 1 penny? If only we got more time. So call put, spike puts are going up. Again, yesterday's watch list we talked about the advantage. There's one play on the SPY that you could do. And again, if you go here on this channel, just go to the video before today, you'll see live watch list. Streamed 12 hours ago. And then Palantir on the high. What is that? GCT, I think they had earnings. Okay, I'm still holding one of the SPY puts there, but like I said, you don't have to freak out. You do have a way out. Like, you don't have to worry. 52-week high on MO. Walmart on the high. Value hasn't gone up yet. So pay attention. XLP, it's barely up. Only some of them are up there. I think it is. I think you're correct, Danny. I think my percentages are a little wrong because I think it's going off of NASDAQ or NASDAQ 100. So, yeah, it's 0.8 on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ 100 is down by 1.1. But good call out on that. Yeah, watch the value. Again, like I'm telling you, couple of XLP. We want any staples that could actually hold up. I think those would be good. The SPY puts are really launching. Fat spread on Intel. Oh, where's the other one? Okay, TLT's already climbing. So again, I think either TLT is going to go back to green and rally like crazy, or TLT is going to have its first red day today. So I don't know which one, but either way, well, I'm just trying to tell you 7-8 days in a row, this doesn't happen too often. Does that make sense? And now you're getting to like one of the other key levels here right below like 4.5-ish, or excuse me, like 4.2. So just keep in mind, bonds are either going to go really crazy and get a fat bid, or they're going to sell off, and then that's it. Again, maybe we do nothing, but I'm leaning towards either sell or run. Netflix dump. Scheinbaum will have a call scheduled with Trump this week, probably Thursday. Yeah, watch J&J. That one's going up. Kimberly-Clark now, that might be the next one. Call out any staple plays. I'm telling you. I did, I did Bristol-Myers yesterday. That one's down. Pepsi is down, but Dow is also down 1%. So in a weird way right now, the part that sucks is that you're not getting that like value rotation. You know what I'm saying? Financials are getting murked. There was even they reversed some of the financial rules yesterday, but yeah, that's a little odd. NVIDIA plays. Remember, I did a NVIDIA call yesterday. They're actually not down that much. So short-term NVIDIA calls are still around the same price as yesterday's close. And that's even after gapping down by 2%. But yeah, like I'm telling you, that rotation, we need to make sure maybe in the next 30 minutes, value starts to go up. But for now, everything's selling off. You have more downside, but technically the Dow is down more than the NASDAQ. And that's not, again, that doesn't give you that rotation. And if we get rotation, that's not bad. I'm happy with rotation. If we don't get rotation, that means you're really getting risk off. Oh, shit, you're below the level, too. So, yeah, we've already gapped down. And then watch those SPY puts. They're around the same value of yesterday. They're actually a little higher, 250. And then the other one, out of the money, is the same price we sold it at yesterday at 75. SPY calls are washed. You see rotation. If the Dow comes up, and if you really think rotation is going to happen right now, then you should essentially be buying the staples or find one of them. Again, I think Kimberly-Clark. Who was the other one? J&J was the one doing really good today. I mean, shit, even Procter & Gamble, for crying out loud. Oh, where's MO? That's another one. Honestly, maybe MO and call it a day. MO just ran up a shit ton. Let me see. On my quest to scam the market makers. Boom. Alright, they want to give me all of them. Alright, I made a value play. Like I said, I got the small BMYs yesterday. They didn't really hit. But, I mean, it's early. All of this could change. Keep everything small. Bitcoin little pop, MSTR. The news today is tariffs. So we actually got it there. Canada responded back. So did China. And then we are waiting on Mexico on Sunday evening. And then remember, however today plays, that will be very crucial for the next couple of weeks because this isn't the only tariff that we're going to be getting. Let's see, Bitcoin NQ on the low. Bitcoin is kind of going vertical at the low. Mexico recovered a decent amount. Canada wasn't doing bad. Look, Canadian currency is stronger today. They already front ran it a little bit. So, that's what I was saying. In a weird way, the reaction now, it's not that crazy. We do have the big gap down and we have all the pressure, but technically the move on the Canadian loonie was bigger than today, leading into it. So we'll see where that leads us all. Again, SPY puts are still holding. Be wise with them. Again, you have your money there depending on how this materializes. We will see something else. UK Finance Minister Reeves, not naive. Won't be easy to secure U.S. trade deal, but every reason to be hopeful. So SPY back up to the open now. NASDAQ only 0.5. Dow and actually Russell is now the worst on the day. No data. No. Today's going to be very quiet. Thank you for doing what you do. God bless you, man. I hope you did like the watch list. And that way, too, if you guys have any more questions, since it was private yesterday, I won't have to harass you about not watching it. So I think it works out. And like the video, baby. The ticker for the peso is 6M/6M on futures. Prerigo on the high, PRGO. Yeah, bonds are coming down. This is a little different from the last couple of days. It is still the morning, but usually these mornings, you've kind of just gassed up. I guess Friday was a little bit more chill, but notice you're not doing that same cash open gas on the bonds. You even had Besant talk today, too. Mexico president, U.S. auto industry will have the most issues on these tariffs. Coming out now. TSM on the high, too. Again, auto names are getting clobbered. Wouldn't tariffs be bullish in the long term because it'll subsidize growth? Again, I'm not really the guy who's like worried about tariffs. Although people are debating it, I think there will be a short-term influence on tariffs for a little bit, but when it comes to price and inflation of tariffs, I'm not as concerned. I'm worried about money supply and the deficit. So if you ask me, my main concern with Donald Trump policy and where we go from here, all I really care about is the deficit going higher or lower. Spending, I think that is what will have the biggest economic impact, short, small, long, it don't matter. That's where it'll all be created. Mad Lurker with all the pressure, baby. Don't worry, you got it. Keep it up, JG. You are meant for NASA. You will be on the moon, my brethren. He's like, he's like, I'm not an astronaut, Josh. Either way, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, MO. Let's see, Pfizer, XLV. XLV is green still. Staples want to do it. SPY dancing around. There's Bristol Myers now going green. Again, Kimberly Clark. All the values are trying to climb, but they are still matching up with the market there. Do you believe we are walking into a recession? I am excited. I think we could get a recession or we don't. But I'm glad that no matter what has happened, I have always been the guy to tell you about a hard landing. However, in the same respect, even though I believed in a hard landing, I was fully invested in my long term. So I was very contradicting on purpose, but that's kind of the idea. I legitimately think these next couple of years are going to be very good or very bad. I have no preference to either or, if that makes any sense. So I do believe in a hard landing in a lot of things, and I also believe that you could rally 20% before any hard landing. So at the end of the day, I think recession is always going to be on the table, but this is just going to be a matter of successful policy, successful implementation of the budget going higher or not. And that's really it. You watch me predict the COVID crash 3 days ahead. It was actually like a month on the other video. That's the first time I got demonetized. But yeah, that was a fun time. Either way, even yesterday. Yesterday was a very good point, you guys. You watched yesterday, even though we were feeling kind of good, right at the moment, if you were able to pay attention and respond, we were able to turn that into protection almost immediately. So I wouldn't really trip too much. Like I'm saying, I'm not really, like, I don't really care what happens. I don't have a preference towards, recession would be bad, but either way, recession, golden era, I think with the right diversification, you don't have anything to worry about. So I'm excited for all of it. And I think there's a lot of things possible or in the realm of possibility. Started a long term and seeing it all red, you ignore it. That's the whole point, is that the long term is just not, your goal is 10 years out. That would be like, bro, that would be like if you had a child and you're marking his height and watching him grow, and then 1 month he doesn't grow, and then you put him up for adoption. And you're like, nah, he's never going to grow. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just like, imagine your whole school journey and you're going through, it's like you failed one homework lesson or you did bad on 2 homeworks. That doesn't necessarily mean you failed the class. I would keep studying and I would get back into it. SPY going down. That flip real quick. Whoa, puts just jacked up. Damn it. I see, that's the thing. Late stage puts are going to be what you have to play. Otherwise, like I told you, those cheap ones from the watch list will still be available. Let me check. Oh, shit, they're climbing. Oh, fuck. So those out of the money puts I was telling you about yesterday, they went up a little more today. That's weird. So skew is climbing. Canada doesn't allow American banks to do business in Canada, but their banks flood the American markets. Doesn't seem fair. So now Trump is going more negative comments on Canada. Yeah, you guys remember those out the money crash puts I told you about yesterday? I gave you a strike price live before you guys were talking shit. Those plays already doubled. So the ones further out the money went up 30%. But long story short, if you watch the watch list, skew is climbing. So that's going to be your opportunity depending on what happens. But nothing is broken out yet. So yeah, if you watch the video and paying attention, you know what I'm talking about. Trump criticizes Canada for not allowing American banks. But literally nothing has happened. So those plays we were talking about last night, that is only if like shit starts breaking and you need to grab a put. Otherwise, they're shit for a reason. Yeah, again, value starting to go up. Like I'm saying, watch XLP. SPY's holding. The other premiums we had from the other day, they're still holding up. Yeah, IWM is still actually the worst today. Nothing's really it's not getting any of the recovery, even with SPY, NASDAQ dancing around. Boeing on the low. Boeing down $7. Shit. Bro, Boeing's down 4 right now. It's been a while since I've seen Boeing drop like that. Yeah, Boeing's starting to break down. Big banks dead. Bro, JP Morgan down 3. XLF down 2.5. Ooh, that's ugly. That's very ugly. So now that's probably why the Dow is down. And that, again, that's another one of those things I was telling you guys yesterday, is that literally you're not, this is different than last week. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the same monies moving to banks, healthcare staples. Now, little by little, the money's leaving banks. Not all of the staples are getting a bid. Pfizer, healthcare, that's barely moving now. So you got a little bit of a difference there. I can't believe Boeing dropped. Yeah, bro, all the banks are getting murdered right now. Banks could be a good one. Look at bonds, like I'm telling you. That might be, it's either we die today finally or they're going to really run, but bonds are even at a critical level. Hershey's, bro, we should have got that Hershey's at 130. Congrats if you did. I know a lot of you did. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Shout out to long term, baby. You're selling premium with all this uncertainty. Well, just be careful. Because remember, that uncertainty in selling premium, if it blows out, that's what you got to watch out for. Other than that, kind of like we talked about on the main video yesterday, patience, my brethren, patience. So even on the trading strategy, just remember your cash, and if you have cash available, it's not going to expire and it pays you. Just to kind of wait. That's why pretty much the candles are going to be wide, and this is the Trump chop, and the play is going to be once we kind of clear it out and start moving. Yo, look at banks. JP Morgan, Citi, Morgan Stanley. They're flushing, bro. They're getting destroyed. Yeah, or if you're going to sell premium, just make sure you watch the back end. Just don't have a wide range. Because, again, that is the worry right now. You don't want to blow out. That's what everybody's worried about. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. I'm not going to panic until now. Look, and do you guys realize it? So today, if we go a little lower to the low of the day, you'll be at the top of the election zone. But that's where people are worried that if you don't hold that, it blows out. So SPY's still dancing around VWAP. Unfortunately, it's like the last couple of days. We've only been here for about 15 minutes, but a little lower, a little higher, a little lower. You haven't really broken out of the range just yet. But banks are really selling off. Russell's struggling. I'll give you a checkup here in about 12 minutes. Boeing still dying. Selling Palantir. Well, be careful. Again, I can't stress it enough. Maybe you weren't here, but I really think selling puts right now just to buy a stock is a very, very terrible idea in this environment. Why? Because of where the bonds are at, the 4%, and just wait. Yeah, I know, even to take ownership. I mean, like selling puts for premium, just be careful right now. It's not really, it's kind of like cash out refinancing. It's not favorable right now. Oh, there he is. That's always favorable. The peach, baby. Bradley Frizzle in the peach. Market moving a little bit, Chad. Oh, no, let's go. Oh, yeah. My brethren, how you feeling, Peach? How you doing, Bradley Frizzle? Bradley Frizzle knows volatility. And then bonds, yo, take notice now. They were looking like they didn't want to move, but if bonds start to go up again, that'll be one thing. And then again, if we break down, I'm telling you guys, bro, you are at the election zone. Do you guys not realize this? Let me turn off VWAP. Yeah, so 57699. You are 0.3 on this SPY from closing at where you were at the day before Donald Trump was elected. That means now the whole entire Trump pump has been wiped out on the S&P 500. This is a very big level, you guys. So again, there's already a lot of momentum and other things triggered, but at the end of the day, anything below here now, I mean, this changes the dynamic over the last 3 months. Because again, last 3 months, most of it, you've been above the election zone. So now that Trump pump, we either got to hold this or you're still got a little bit more. You have like one more point or like 0.6 now. But yeah, keep your eyes out for that. Only took 2 months. It took about 3. And so November 7th till March 6th or 3rd. November, December, January, February, March. So 3-4 months, really. Surprisingly. We need more likes. Well, like the video. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. You only get the wire today. Didn't you say if bonds flush with the market, then staples might follow? They will. Yeah, that'll be risk off totally. Or watch today if staples could catch a bid while we kind of dump. But also, too, just bonds are in a pretty extreme move. Remember saying Trump would be bearish in the short term? Oh, I know. I vividly remember telling you guys buy the shit out of regionals and all of the Trump plays, and then we said it's going to be a Trump sell. Remember, sell the Trump rip. I just didn't know when. And then we also brought up, remember the exceptionalist trade? And I was telling you how there was going to be a time where humiliation and exceptionalist is going to flip. And that's why Europe and China is up right now, and America has gone nowhere. So all of this has been on your watch list over the last couple of months. So that's why, pay attention to the watch list. That's why I've been kind of telling you to go there. But then again, we'll probably be having it on this channel moving forward to make it easier. Yeah, S&P is now wiped out $3.4 trillion of value. AKA the post-election zone. Global markets went up 3.4 trillion, and now it has been wiped out. Oh shit, we're in the money now. Yeah, so one of those puts from yesterday is in the money. Yeah, Abivi is great too. It's not, bro. We've had good value. I mean, even then, it's the market's coming down, but your long term is doing very well. Today, I think is bad for the long term though. But even in general, I'm not disappointed at all. Boeing, dude, I kind of want to play Boeing. I hate it. I haven't seen Boeing move like that in a minute. Refinance rates have gone down. I would wait. I mean, it's up to you, but it's not as if the rates are low enough where, like I'm saying, I think in like 6 months, rates will be dramatically higher or lower. But otherwise, it's up to you. 15 or 20 year, you pay more on a 15-year because of lower duration. But you might get a better deal. You're at a 6.4, 5.1 arm. Yeah, I don't know how much lower you'll get than 6.4 right now. Microsoft coming down, even the SPY now. So watch out, Chad. That's it. Holy fuck. Excuse my language, but that's it, dude. You've given up the election. I can't believe it. It took about 3 months, give or take. But look at that. You are now at the election candle. So SPY already coming up. Maybe, I don't know if it's going to bottom out there. I'm going to sell this last put. It's $275 from literally like $40. So, all right, I got out of my final in the money. I got one more, though. I bought one more for like 11 cents worth $80 right now. So I'm going to be writing that. Fire. All right, let's see where it takes us. Because, again, this election zone's big. And look at the bonds, though. They're coming down. MPW, you're going to have to go to the watch list. A lot of big things happen. But, yeah, it chilled out the last 2 days. Oh, actually. No, they jacked up the premiums, little scammers. So, yeah, bro, all of those skew plays from yesterday went up. But, yeah, that was his little opportunity. And watch out, we still will go down. I still have one more set of exposure on the SPY. Oh, and then those Intels are running, too. The Intel puts are up over 100. Good stocks to the buy. So, Jay Rillo, man, you keep doing this, but I made the watch list just for you last night. A different one. So, if you go to the trading fraternity, you will see all the answers to your questions. And that's why I'm hoping I'm going to put the watch list on this channel, and all you'll get on the trading fraternity his easy long-term videos so that there is no question about any of this. All righty. So get ready here again. I think this is either going to be a reposition zone or you could go for some other ones, but generally this election zone is a big, big deal. And then again, you're 3 minutes shy from top of the hour. I'm mad they ran those up, bro. U.S. tariffs are violating trilateral North American trade pact, says Mexican president. BMY, is it free now? I hope. Yeah, I did see those hit. Fuck yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm going to sell one of them. Perfect. So literally, BMY now, just like the Pepsis last week, you get these values, they start to run. So yeah, you can make BMY free. Verizon bonds at the low. Oh. See, that's the funny part. You guys realize market's dumping 1% again, but take a look at TLT. So bonds aren't necessarily like too crazy right now. But it's hard to tell. Like I'm saying, bonds either need to die or run up. Mexico president, legal aspect of USMCA treaty violation should be addressed. All right, making another move down. What was the other ones we grabbed? It's crazy. Shit, the VIX is at 24 too. Keep that in mind. VIX is almost at 25. Kazakhstan Energy reaffirms commitment to OPEC deal. Flushing. So again, all the skew plays are starting to go up. I still got one more SPY put at 500, but even the ones from yesterday probably already moved 3 to 700, depending on how close or far you are at. I haven't repositioned yet. I'm waiting. Intel puts are hitting as well too. My oh my. Tesla on the low. Again, watch if any value starts to come up. I like the UVXYs, but they won't fucking go, bro. It's annoying. Brent slips below 70. Hold on, I'm bidding around right now. I'm trying to finesse. I can't see. Oh, yeah, you're getting clobbered. Look at that, Phil. Dude, they won't give me all of them. All right, I made a play. Damn, they already went up. All right, I got one more volatility play. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait on the SPY. I'll let you guys know because I still have one now. That one's going 1,000%. Yeah, be careful. The play I just made, it literally popped up 40% without me doing anything just because of how wide and stupid the spreads are right now. Yeah, so Intel now too, and then there's this SPY. Bro, 15 cents to $1. I kind of want to get rid of it. I'm going to hold that one, though. I need to hold one. I need to hold at least one put. That's right. I keep selling them early, but I just grabbed another one. Let's see. Stream alerts not working. Again, were you the one last time? Email one more time, but I think last time somebody said that, and it was they were on the other one. They were on the long-term alerts. So are you on the page stream alerts? But email tradingfraternity@gmail.com. I'll get that fixed now. But if you're not on the page stream alerts and you're talking about the long-term alerts, it's because there hasn't been one sent out in like 2 months because I haven't bought anything. Still ain't bought UPS. That was on the video yesterday. So I like it, but I still haven't purchased it. You are correct. You paid twice and you canceled one? Yeah. So, but you're not receiving any of them? Well, re-email, but I thought the original situation was your double booking. So, yeah, email. Tariff tantrum of 2018. You're going down again. So watch out. There's a couple of volatility plays. Oh, shit. I didn't even think about it. Hold on. Oh, no, they came down a little. But, yeah, watch there. And, again, some of the other cheaper. Dude, what am I saying here? We might have to grab some of the other skew plays. Bro, Tesla's down 7, Nvidia down 1. Bro, Intel down 5. This is terrible. So now it's going even crazier. All the premiums are jacking up. Look at the bonds again. So, and you are now 1 point below the close of election, which is crazy. Yeah, banks are down like 5%. It's actually a very, very big deal here. So be mindful of that. Again, where's the fucking dollar? Now that I think about it. I don't think a lot of people have talked about that yet. UWMC on the high. So, again, watch if real estate plays go up. JD and China. Interesting. So, remember, you have the NPC tomorrow. Intel. That was the first time I hit Intel puts in forever. Usually they scam you on the puts too. Fawonk. I think I'm going to get rid of them. So those are literally 20, 30 cents to $1, $1.10. All right, I'm out of the Intel puts. Those are free already. Again, that was the one I made when we were doing the crunches yesterday. Thoughts on adding Whirlpool? So I don't want to ban you. So instead, I'm going to just make you watch yesterday's video now. So let me go find it, and then I'll go to the bathroom, and then we'll talk after it's done playing. So I hope it doesn't distract while the market's going crazy. No, seriously, though, because I gave full instructions on on exactly what to look for. On how to do it, and that's it. It's a very simple. So I hope you had a wonderful day. It was an absolutely wild one in the market today. So this video was yesterday. You could get it of tariffs, events, POW, all of that. But the watch list is actually on the other channel. Go to youtube.com/the-stock-market. I thought I would do something a little different and talk about the long term. We have been talking about it a lot lately. It has been doing amazing even to start this year despite the volatility. We have outperformed very nice.
Hey, yo,
and I've been getting a lot of questions and people are asking me about it, and I even want a lot of you guys to focus on it and not get confused. So I wanted to give you an update. So you have the watch list on the other channel. Today is going to pretty much give your update for the long term because in the month of February, I did absolutely nothing. Now, why this is important because I want to make clear one of my main goals with the portfolio this year, and that that is finding a diamond. I'm going to go over the portfolio and give you a way to see it in real time, but I want to make sure you guys know exactly what to look for when it comes to the long term and tracking this portfolio. So like I said, the last thing I bought was in January, and that was NVO. Other than that, we bought nothing in all of February. We got another deposit here for March, and I am not planning on buying anything. Why? Because after buying a bunch of MO and a lot of dividends last year, we made a lot of pickups even end of the year. We just got NVO and even Humana. There was a lot of things that I was buying up in terms of value last year, and unfortunately, even after saving up these last 2 months of deposits, I only have 2% cash. The portfolio has grown a lot. We went heavy on a lot of different names. I'm glad that we diversified, but when it's all said and done, if I wanted to save up every single deposit this year, I would still have like just over 10% cash, which is half of the maximum that we talk about, that 20. So if you did have a lot of cash right now, I would be looking at some of the names like Pfizer and UPS, if you're sitting on more than 50%, 20% cash. Otherwise, I'm waiting for a blue chip, beautiful name to drop by 50%. So that is the second key, but I do want to get into the portfolio and show you guys what to look at and what you should be looking for as we move forward. Again, if you have a similar cash level to mine and you have bought a lot of things and you're already exposed and have been doing good so far to start off the year, and again, you just don't have a lot of cash, I would be riding the wave and chilling. If you have a lot of cash, I would be looking at the portfolio if you want some ideas and start with the names that I'm down on. Pretty much, if I'm down like 20% or less, I would start eyeing those names, or even the names that I'm barely green on. Watch to see if they go red. Those can also be some pickups. So when I show you the portfolio here, what you should be looking for is essentially the cost basis and what I paid. And you have the screenshot. I post it every time we make a purchase. If you go to this channel, any channel, my Instagram, all of them, we have all of the portfolios up there. And the whole idea is if you have a name that you like you want to know Nike or you want to get Nike NVO, just pay attention to the price I bought it at and whether or not I am higher or lower. That will give you an idea of whether or not I think it's a good time to buy. This has been a rule over the last couple of years, and you tell me, but I think it has served a lot of chads well. Do not buy.
So there you go. It says the answer. Perfect. I had to go to the bathroom, and then that's the answer. But TLT now, rocketing up. That could have been the late stage play. Again, I'm still holding one more put on there. I got rid of the Intels, actually. Yeah, what were those Intels? Are those March? No, I had time on those. No. Those are March 4th. March 14th. Yeah, we could have rode them a little bit. All right, so SPY even lower. You're down 1.6, man. Everything, again, you're not getting as much of the rotation, unfortunately. Staples are holding up, but just a couple of names there. Again, we were able to make the Kimberly-Clark there. TLT back to green, so watch out for that. MO, that could be nice. And then SPY again. So remember those cheap puts from yesterday are almost 1,000%. That cheap one we did, and like I said, go cheap on that one. Then we did the call a little later. So calls got washed, but that one's almost 1,000. So hold for that. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to reposition. I grabbed another one earlier, but it was a volatility play. Yo, what's that? Jeff, EMR, and FI. Yo, financials. A lot of even like regionals just fucking fell off a cliff. It could just be individual. Yeah, no, the Trump stuff didn't help it, and then now the volatility. Where am I posting this? I'm just doing them live as I just talk about them roughly. So I think some people know what I'm talking about, but if you missed it, you missed it. I could stop talking about it if you would like. You let me know. Just tell me the word. I shut up yesterday about it, but I think it cost some people. You're limited on upsides on credit spread. Yes, you could only make the what you receive on the premium. Okay, watch TLT there. Dude, that's crazy. TLT is very interesting because I looked, the plays didn't really move. And then the old TLTs are still up. Alrighty. Okay, I need to get another one. I'm just waiting. I don't even know. I don't even want to call. I have the older ones, but I would probably play an individual on tech. CK Hutchinson to sell port stakes to BlackRock Consortium. Your long term was up 18% 2 weeks ago. Now break even. This sucks. Well, listen. Do not take too much pleasure in being up or down. That is the best advice I could give anybody here, because that is where you're going to see a lot of this. But, it's kind of fascinating how quickly, if you keep staring at it, you're going to trip out. But I think we're going to do this again. We love it when it's up, but at the same time, I've seen some of you already freaking out. All right, SPY lower. You now have, just almost 1,000. I'm widened. Never said good morning. Good morning. Yeah, value's doing very good. Which date is that? It's March 4th. And then it's only 7. Dude, we've only been here for 40 minutes. 57.51. Let me get you a checkup. So Dow Jones, 8 names green, 22 in the red. Honestly, though, focus on these names. Amgen, McDonald's, UNH, Procter & Gamble, Merck, J&J, Verizon, and IBM. Those are the only ones green. NASDAQ, 27 green, 74 in the red. SPY, 113 green, 390 in the red. Terrible. Okay, premium's already dropping a lot. You know, I'm going to hold that SPY put, and then I think I'm going to get rid of the volatility plays. Because those went up 30 already. All right, I sold my volatility play I just did. Not a reco. And then I'm going to just hold the final SPY put. Because I want to sell that one, but I'm saying I'll just get rid of that. We're doing this to force Jay Powell to cut. Kind of. That's part of it, but that's the part that we were talking about yesterday. The weirdest part about all of this is the rate cut odds, and nobody's really talking about it. It is an elephant in the room, but it does lead to that. Tariff uncertainty will keep rising, paralyzing business. Heard on the street. Yeah, traders price in more. Are you guys ready for this? Traders price in more than 50% chance of rate cut in May. That's nuts. 2 weeks ago, you guys are talking about your long term as well. And you're like, 2 weeks ago, you were green, bro. 2 weeks ago, you were pricing in just under 1 rate cut on the year. And then now, you are having 50-50 odds of a rate cut in May. But that's going to be the problem, you guys. Be careful. Because now, if the market gets too crackheady with rate cut odds, it throws the market into its own little, like, reaction function. You guys don't remember when we would overshoot and undershoot rate cuts, and then the market would be hypersensitive? That's why I'm saying it's the elephant in the room, because you don't want to do that again. You don't want the market to get ahead or behind Powell like that, because then you got to deal with everything and then play that catch-up game, or it might force Powell to kind of reiterate what he really is doing or not. So it's a very, very interesting dynamic. YPT. Trump says if companies move to the U.S., there are no tariffs. Okay, bonds are back to the green now, so watch out while SPY near the low. I mean, it took about, an hour to get through everything? 30 minutes? But see, again, Canada's about to give up the gain. They had a nice front run. Mexico's still down. I haven't looked at euro or pound yet. They're up today. That's why the dollar's down. Any time in my trading career related to this? Yeah, 2018. This literally reminds me exactly of 2018. That's why I keep bringing it up. I mean, I'm giving you guys headlines or I'm giving you an update on the market like a week in advance. So like even last week we were talking about the Trump chop. But yeah, all this stuff I told you in advance, from sell the Trump rally towards the plays that would win. This is all the playbook of 2018 with a couple of remixes. So yeah, this is very reminiscent of 2018. I need some of them other TLTs to start moving. Well, yeah, I think the amplitude of tariffs are bigger. We have different trade than 2018. But then also, too, unfortunately, forgive me, but I think people are dumber than 2018 as well.
And that's what makes it more difficult. I think you have worse media, worse analysts, and the way people are interpreted. It's kind of wicked, but yeah. So it's 2018 kind of on steroids. All right, you're going down even more. Again, no opportunity. Damn, I should have held those volatilities. VIX keeps going crazy as well. All right, Treasury, Venezuela. No, that's not it. Mexico president of U.S. tariffs are continued. Mexico will need to develop a diversified trade strategy. If tariffs continue, yeah. So Mexico headline again by Scheinbaum. Paid the plug, baby. God bless you, man. Good morning. And then there's TLT. So TLT barely green. It could still go red. Otherwise, if TLT goes over like 0.3, 0.4, it might get squeezy. Again, now all this shit plays on. Yeah, bro. Even that's it. They're still cheap. But all of those skew plays, I don't know, man. Next time I'm going to have to communicate it to you guys without telling the world because now the premiums are going up. So the skew plays have already recovered half. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't think you've hit the pop-off point. But, again, that idea that I told you yesterday, that was a little bit – that made more money than anything else. So if you bought those out of the monies, even when I told you that 530, that already doubled up by the morning, and now they're starting to go up. All right, SPY a little lower. Any other play, you got 1,000, and then TLT. We need a wake up there. Not all the TLTs have woken up just yet. So get ready for that. Procter Gamble, more value. Couple of value names doing good. Staples are still up. That's it. Your boy's selling off. Intel. And then another low, bro. This is I don't even know. Where are we? 5,700? Holy shit. Chad, I'm not even going to look, but I don't want to tell you this. I'm pretty sure the next level is 5,400. I don't know any other way to communicate this to you. Yeah. You'll get 5,695, but like realistically your next like gap level is like 5,468. Like you have a little bit of zones like 5,695, maybe 5,600, but if you don't hold 5,600, it's like a straight shot to 54. That's why this is not a good spot to be. That's why I kept telling you that in advance. Treasury authorizes Chevron wind down. So grateful for your service. Those best buys I thought got me back, baby. Let's go. Joe, you've been holding it down, Joe. Amen. Amen. Stream lagging. Well, like the video. I could turn on the wire. Yeah, it's already kicking you guys out. So YouTube doesn't like it. They don't want. I mean, again, the market makers, they hear our play ideas. Kazakhstan has said updated compensation. Again, you just got a Mexico headline. Joe holding it down, baby. Thank you, my friend. You can look at gold, but again, if we get real liquidation, I think gold is going to liquidate. So don't get your hopes up. I mean, take a look. It's already starting to happen. Light in the darkness. I love to hear it, man. Keep it up, and even when things are good, prepare for disappointment. You know, no matter what, be ready to go. Dollar running. Damn. Sucks. I want to take profits on one and roll over, but now that those skew plays have gone up, it's kind of shitty. So I'm going to ride. I mean, watch agriculture. We got updates on it. You know, tariffs are a huge reason. Very strange that COVID too. Nah, I wouldn't trip about that. I think they're just looking for a reason to add pressure to Trump. That's my opinion. I mean, again, they literally spent 2 months trying to convince people that inflation would be caused by tariffs, and then they said, fuck that, just tell them the economy will slow down. So, but no, I don't really believe in the Batwoman theory from 2 weeks ago.
All right, man. Spy's still dancing. It just sucks. I'm watching play. I'll call them out for you guys unless you guys are going to complain. But I'm watching the premium. I'm just waiting. Unfortunately, we need a bounce. I don't think it's – you might be able to get a call soon, but it just unfortunately the premiums are jacked. So we need that. Whatever real pullback we get, that'll be an opportunity. But until then, it's still been straight down. I mean, we're almost now a full-blown hour. Cheap every put now. I'm going, like I told you yesterday, play the next day because of today. We wanted to keep this in mind and then keep in March 7th still. You have non-farms, you have Powell, and all these other stuff. So dailies will be some opportunities, but ideally I would be looking at March 7th for any plays right now. But unfortunately, the skew plays on March 7th went up. I'm going short time. I'm not shorting anything. I'm going for Friday on the SPY place. Just made the March 7th free. Let's go, baby. There's been some fire plays, man. I'm glad. Again, the other ones are sitting right now at 1,000%. I want to take it, and then I don't think I'll be able to grab another one. Again, I've already taken the other profits too. This is very wild. Again, you've just given up the whole election, multiple days, 1-2% down in a row. So let's go. We're getting our first little bounce. What is the SPX level? 57.32, actually. That makes sense. So premiums dropped a little bit on that move. Let's see. Honestly, a bounce would be nice. Then we could reposition a lot of things. Okay, I sold one of my old TLTs. Those are up 800%. That was literally from last week on the Fed minutes. I still got one more. See, and that's the point, too. I hope you guys get it. Couple of these SPY plays. Couple 1,000%ers, couple 500. If I'm playing small, I sold one of those TLTs for like $300 almost. I spent $40, but now this will pay for like 4 or 5 of the other smaller plays. So that's why, again, when we get this real volatility, you don't need to be going that big, man. It'll suck because you'll hit a move and you'll be like, I could have made millions, but it'll keep you small, keep you alive, and then if you get one big hit, it'll just pay for everything. End phase on the high, and then cytokinesis. So get ready. Where's Tessie? Tessie was down 7, dude. Again, they had bad China sales. Termination of U.S. license for Chevron to operate in Venezuelan. Bans taxes, royalty payments. On 10-year futures, I already have. I have plays on the 20-year, but like I was telling the other guy early, I think some people are asking me about like bond plays. The real thing that's going to make you money right now is understanding why the bonds are moving. So even that, I just sold an 800% TLT, and that was from the minutes when they were talking quantitative tightening. And now we see how things have developed. That's what I would be paying attention for. So that's why I'm saying today is important for the bonds too after this rally, because if the rate cut odds keep moving, well, there's your bond play. And then vice versa. If anything changes there, that might abruptly change things. And then again, bond health is something we wanted this year. So now the question is,
when does that stop? And then that factors into all the plays. So if you know why the bonds are moving right now, I think that's going to make you more money than knowing a strike price. Baba. Oh, shit. I was on the wrong one. Yo, Baba, flush. It looked way worse on the low ticker. Not that bad. I might do a daily play, but I haven't been calling them out. If you haven't noticed, I'm calling out the info, and if something happens, I will react. I'll let you know very lightly in passing, but I'm not trying to call out the plays. Again, if you want me to, if I see cheap premiums, I'll let it out, but I'm not trying to influence you all, and I quite frankly don't want to deal with people. So if you want plays, go get you the stream alerts. Otherwise, pay attention to the info and learn how to react to the info and pay attention when I do. Cut the last put. Well, good luck. It's still up 700%, but they are moving up. Trudeau going live. Like I said, the other day I called out 1,000%er. If I notice cheap premiums, I would love to. If it's a lesson in premium, I will bring it up. But that's it. Literally, I made that play that I'm up 1,000% on, the SPY 570. I literally made that play yesterday, and I'm explaining why we bought it at like 9 cents. And I'm explaining it, and then you have Chads talking shit about it and getting bothered. So if I have to deal with that, then it's way easier for me to make 1,000% and not deal with it. So if y'all want it, show me you want to learn. Otherwise, just pick up on the news and you'll get there. So yeah, literally already lost half the gains on the puts. I'm glad we got some there. Remember McDonald's too. That's value play. That one went up 100% now too. So let's make one of those free. Which one was that? Dot? All right, I made the McDonald's free. That was from yesterday. So again, the value plays worked. So Kimberly Clark and McDonald's, those are the ones I made yesterday. But they kind of lagged, but then they went up. 95% chance of rate cuts for Canada, March 2nd. Dark pool, welcome, my friends. No, that's for Canada. Again, if the VIX goes to 40, we could talk about emergency rate cuts. Otherwise, no. Kimberly Clark Nike? No. Kimberly Clark is KMB. Kroger on the high. Remember they had earnings and then Homeboy stepped down yesterday? All right. I'm waiting. We're going to have Trudeau here in a second. Oh, and then they have a Supreme Court thing. Wait, Speaker Johnson? He's talking now. So again, they have some. Again, it's like 10 days till the debt ceiling. So you guys know that's another issue that a lot of people haven't really talked about, but that's looming.
It's hard to believe. He's just been in office 43 days.
Yeah, Canada. Sorry.
It is, as our whip said, promises made, promises kept, and we're going to keep that going. And he's just getting started.
Yeah, this is right now.
We look forward to hearing more about his vision for the future tonight, and we will continue to work with him hand in hand to deliver and implement the America First agenda and renew the American dream, which is what will be the subject of his discussion tonight. So with that, I'll take a few questions, and we'll go. Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Democrats have been seizing on footage of protesters at Republican town halls, and now they're pushing back on, reporting that there's been discretion that Republicans should hold less town halls. I mean, do you think that that's what your members should be doing? Do you think that they should be?
Well, look, we've been encouraging our members to communicate directly with their constituents.
The VIX just means people are holding 30-day out calls or puts.
You could do it in
The VIX is literally a put-to-call ratio.
Small subgroups of people from different industries and segments of the community. We find that to be very, very productive, and more productive than if you just go to an open forum right now. Why? Because we've seen this movie before. George Soros-funded groups and others literally pay protesters, and I saw my friend Hakeem Jeffries decrying that I've said that, but we know that that is a fact. Democrat activists who don't live in the district very often.
Hey,
will
Bonds
show
got
up to these town hall
murked.
events, and they'll go in an
But
hour
SPY
early
still,
and
you're
fill
not
all
out of the
seats.
clear yet.
So the constituents,
Sadly,
the
this is
people
just doing
from
what
the
we've done
community
every
that
other
actually
day.
represented
So you
don't
might
even
go
get
back
a
up
seat.
to
I'm
open,
not saying everyone
but if we
is,
like get
all
up
the
here and then
Democrats
just
in these,
chill out for a couple
these,
of hours,
town halls that you've seen on
unfortunately,
television,
you're
we're
just not
from
out
a
of the
local
clear.
area. But look, there are people who do this as a profession. They're professional protesters. So why would we give them a forum to do that right now?
Professional
The best thing that our members
protesters?
can do is communicate directly, frequently, consistently with their constituents, and there are other avenues to do it than just going in to try to give the other side sound bites. I mean, they're doing this for the cameras. We all know it, and I think it's wise not to play into it right now. So that's my position. Yes.
Speaker, would you have preferred, or should Secretary Rubio have gone through the Congress on the $3 billion arms sales announced to Israel over the weekend? And what do you hope to hear from President Trump tonight on what's next for Gaza?
Well, I think we'll have some important information on that tonight. From my perspective, what is happening?
Okay, it's still early, but that's your first bounce if you want to try to reload. But I don't think.
The president's authority.
I think it's a little
discretion on
risky.
some of these funds.
You can though, but because again, if it
There's
flushes,
been
you're gonna pray for this
consternation
little
about the
opportunity.
announcement
But
that they would,
otherwise, if it
pause
doesn't
military
flush, you're
aid
just
to
gonna
Ukraine.
overpay for a
And
put right
a
now.
few people asked me this morning, well, don't you think that's a violation of
Apple on the
separation of
high.
powers or something? It's not.
That's odd.
The president
Apple.
has, authority to do that. To
Why is
act
Apple
as
up
the commander in
0.65,
chief, to
dude?
Use the strategy that he and his team believe is best fit for that. It's not changing or redirecting something that Congress did. Unlike the Biden administration, you remember with Israel, he was basically redirecting.
Yeah, watch
whole,
Apple. I don't have a
categories
headline.
Of, for example,
Contracts
armaments
aren't
and
reacting on
bonds that
Apple.
Congress had
So I don't know if that's
duly
news
enacted,
yet.
had
I'm gonna grab a
voted to
small
send to
one,
Israel.
maybe.
They were trying to redirect and hold it in perpetuity. This is different. A temporary pause, I think, is
No,
a
nothing's
strategic
happening
move
with that.
by the commander-in-chief, and we support that. And so we'll see. I think there'll be more information about it tonight and in the days ahead, and we'll see how it develops.
Mr. Speaker, if you're moving ahead with a clean CO,
Oh yeah, you did have the Apple thing this morning.
does that mean that Congress will be funding programs that may have been eliminated or frozen? And if so, how do you intend to address that?
Yeah, so a clean CR allows us to avoid a government shutdown, which isn't good for anyone, while the DOGE effort continues.
Could
and
be
that's
just safety.
It's really
It's actually
critical work
interesting
finding
though that
fraud,
it's
waste,
up.
and
That's a
abuse,
good sign, but
throughout the government.
then
So
again, not if
what
it's
the DOGE effort will
a rotation,
do is
though, out of
prepare
fear.
recommendations for
Again,
FY
bonds, bro. I'm glad we
to get
kinda took one of those.
25 done.
But bonds
We
back
will
to
not be
negative. Like I
funding
said,
fraud, waste, and
if
abuse
they
that's
went
already
good
been
from there,
spent.
that would have been
As soon
great.
as
But
that
now
is
we're
qualified
kind of
and
trapped.
quantified,
Could be good for the
it
market though.
will be codified.
I mean, lately when the
That
bonds have got a
sequence.
bid,
And
the
what that
market
means is
hasn't done
We
well.
have a deadline of March 14. We don't have time to calculate all the things in major categories to work in an appropriations process in that amount of time. So what will happen is in a clean CR requested and supported by the president and all of us, we will fund the government.
Microsoft
responsibly,
trying to move
and
too.
At OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, and in the White House, they
The
will
Lambo
not direct
index, I don't
funds
know.
to these categories of things
I
that have
think
been
high.
shown to be abusive. What will happen on the back end is the way the procedure works is that we'll be able to go back later and do rescissions and handle it in other ways. The big
Yeah,
savings
guilty
that
dumping.
DOGE is finding, and I'm
Oh,
very
good. I'm
excited
glad
about
we
this.
took
I've been
literally.
with
I just
Elon
took a
Musk about it.
one of those
Regularly,
higher up
we talk about it
800%
often.
plays earlier.
That
So
will be a
that
part
paid for
of
everything else as well on
We're
there.
gonna get
But
back
now
to
we got
regular
one more, but
restoring
it's
process.
chilling.
We'll get a
If it
budget
does
from the
flush,
White
watch
House
for
that
some
reflects
downside.
all
Again,
of
it's
those
been 8
savings, because
days.
there'll be time to
It'll be the
calculate and
8th.
do that.
Okta's still going.
And
That
then
was the earnings
we will,
winner.
Begin the
That's
appropriations
just up
process
20
for
in its own little
2026.
world.
I think it's going to be a very exciting development because we're
This
going
is
to do it differently
Johnson.
than it's been
Again,
done in
he's
years.
going to
We'll have
talk
whole
about the what's it
categories,
called?
big savings, I believe. That
He's
will
talking about the
change
debt
equation.
ceiling
It's
stuff,
gonna
and
be
then we're
great
waiting
for
for
people.
Trudeau.
On Ukraine,
Get it back. What's
so there are major tariffs that have obviously going into place today. Lots of concerns from the business community, from Americans. What is your message to those who are very worried that we could be at the start of a long and painful trade war?
Well, look, I don't think anybody envisions a trade war or looks forward to that, but I do think President Trump makes a great point. I've always thought of myself, I came up as a Reagan Republican, and we believe in free markets and free trade. And the president was really ahead of his time. Back in 2015, 2016, when he first began to run for president, he would often correct us. He'd say, yes, free trade, but fair trade. And he made a great point. I mean, a lot of people had blinders on. There was all these countries around the world.
Yeah, the premiums came down a little bit, but it's
agenda
not attractive.
Is to reset that.
Unfortunately, brothers.
And his idea of reciprocal.
I'll look at tomorrow premiums. The
is
tomorrow
actually
ones dropped a lot,
really
but
comports with common sense. I mean,
yeah,
if
nothing
we have a
with
country
on Friday.
that we have a
Friday's
huge,
fucked now.
Trade imbalance with because
That's
they're
skew
charging
hit.
100% tariff.
But you're
on imports
halfway
the US.
from the top,
Well, then
double
we
from
need
the
to bring
bottom.
That down. How do we bring it down?
Again, you could
By
get a
giving them
better
those
play
low
than
medicine.
earlier,
Now,
but it's still
this is not
pretty
an
bad.
adversarial thing. This is to continue good relationships and trade policy. So I think this initiative will achieve that desired result. My suspicion is if there's a country that's charging us hypothetically 100% tariffs on imports and we do the same, they will begin to lower those import tariffs pretty quickly.
Bro,
You will
TLT
get back to a
flushed.
point of equilibrium that
Intel's
does result
Panther
from
Lake
trade again.
production
I think that's
delayed.
good for the American people and for
Not good or
our
bad?
country. And as the
It's kind of
president said,
popping.
Just have a little patience with this. Let it play out. See how it develops.
Again,
And I think
bonds
at the
are
end of the day,
dying.
America's
So
gonna be
watch
better
out. That
off.
could be
American
good for the
consumers,
market.
American
I'm just
families,
telling you, the
all
last
this,
couple of days,
as a
the
nation.
market hasn't.
We
It's
support it.
inverse
We'll
the
see what
bonds.
happens, and,
So let's
thank y'all
see.
for being here this morning. Thank you.
Not a crazy. You should have known that with the TOT. That's why I was telling you. It was up a little bit.
Well, I
It
just
wasn't
addressed
breaking.
it.
That's
So
why I
it's a
sold
temporary
one of
pause.
them. But like I was telling you, today was going to either be bad for bonds or really good. But it's just one day for a big week. You know what I'm saying? I think TLT needs to reset a little bit. And then literally by Wednesday, leading into Friday, it'll do its thing.
In the Oval Office. And if he does that, I
If
think
he
this
does
is
that.
the win-win.
He sounds like
scenario
Ned
for
Flanders.
everybody involved. I think it's the best deal that can
Come
be
on,
offered,
Trudeau.
and it will assist the Ukrainian
Again,
people.
I think
So
Trudeau will
encourage
be
him to do that.
big. Today is tariff days.
Nice, Mardi Gras.
Oh, it's
Great, and great tie. Great tie. Yeah.
great tie.
All right, you did it. Here. You get your own question, okay? Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras.
It's Mardi Gras. No one wished me happy Mardi Gras. Zelensky said he would like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. Literally yesterday, he's like, we're a long way from peace. I want to reiterate now, we are close after Donald Trump say he don't like. Zelensky says he would like to reiterate, says Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible. I don't. Yeah. His stock plummeted. Mardi Gras. All right, NIVDA. That's it, man. You might come right back down. So there's a couple plays. They're shit, bro. They're shit. Again, you have to do late. But remember, last time I thought all the premiums were shit. They still went up 1,000%. So again, yeah, if you want to reload, you have to buy the cheap ones, or they're not optimal. Does that make sense? So if you really think we're gonna keep flushing right now, this is your little reload, but just none of them are optimal. So I'm still holding one of the plays from yesterday up 400 or 500% now. Ontario to issue 25% export tax on electricity to the United States. All right, hold on. That might be our moment now. So literally, I think that's what Trudeau's going to talk about. I hate these. Class. So literally, they're taxing our electricity now. I think that's an escalation. People were saying that this morning, but I don't think they thought they would actually do it. Just watch out for that. I'm unsure, to be honest with you. If I'm right, I think that's really bad. But I'm pretty sure some people thought they wouldn't do it. Zelensky, it's regrettable that it happened this way. Says it's time to make things right. Says Ukraine is ready to sign mineral and security agreement at any time in any convenient format. I don't believe you anymore, Z. I don't believe you anymore. He caved. I don't know. I just can't trust the guy. He did this 3 other times before having that. That's why, unfortunately, so sign the fucking deal and then, yeah. But other than that, I've given up on listening to that man. Just sadly, he did that 3 different times and then attacked a nuclear facility. Oh, 40. All right, I'm grabbing another one. Fuck me. I think that electricity thing is going to hit, but it might be slow. The hard part is the play. Like the timing of it, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I think is going to be a little more trickier. And then all the skew plays are still up. Oh, the other spies are still up? My goodness, dude. That's crazy. Zelensky says first stage to end war could include prisoner release, immediate. I'm not even gonna read any of them at this point. Sign a fucking peace deal, bro. And then again, we're waiting for your boy. I think again, I got the Wall Street Journal. They're saying that they're gonna tariff electricity, but other than that, we want to see what Trudeau is about to do. And then look at the bonds at the low. Kind enough to respond to a long-term email. Yeah, just assuming it's not something I've covered in depth, I will answer it. But if you send me an email and it's something that we have a lot of content on, I'm just going to stare at you in the eyes and ask why you do such things. Wait, they're talking Zelensky now? So let's see. Otherwise, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. Real Cult News on Twitter. Let's see what your boy brings about, my friends. Let's see what your boy brings about.
We're talking about that their cost of goods sold, the majority of it comes from outside the U.S., so clearly big tech would be right in the crosshairs there. You take a look at the bond market as well. You're looking at the 10-year yield, which is down about 1 basis point. I want to zero in on the 2-year yield. You think about where those Fed cut bets are being priced in. It's to the short end of the yield curve. The 2-year yield, I'm sure we'll show it in a second. We are well below 4% there as traders price in 3 rate cuts in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, we were showing that. That was my terminal. What was it? 2678.
I don't memorize the terminals in the
was the chart that we were showing
with the break-even.
The 2-year break-even rate and then the 2-year Treasury. I think the headlines we're getting across also right now from Canada are pretty fascinating, or at least from the Wall Street Journal, which is saying that Ontario is going to issue 25% export tax on electricity to the U.S. And we do export a lot of it. Oh, here's your chart.
There we go.
Thank you very much, Joe.
All right, we got
you can see there in blue the U.S. 2-year yield. It is now down below 4%. That's on the left-hand side of the screen, and then on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that the break-evens are headed higher, which means inflation is ramping up.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to this Ontario tax because, okay, according to the Wall Street Journal, Ontario is going to issue a 25% export tax on electricity. We were talking about export taxes in our meeting
at 6 in the morning.
This morning. electricity is one of the key
Yeah, see, they were
resources,
talking
if
about
not
it at
the
6
key
in the morning.
resource that
They didn't
Canada
know if it was going to come
exports to the
through.
US. We
And that's
take a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
energy,
I don't know if
we
that's
take a lot of
escalation
natural
or not.
gas, we
I'm
take a lot
unsure
of
about
oil, and a lot of electricity from Canada. Also, the aluminum that we buy from Canada, the reason that we buy it from them is
Yeah, I don't
because
think the
they have
size
much
is
cheaper
big. I think it's
electricity
more
than we do.
along the
And
lines
aluminum
of
is essentially
what they're
electricity.
willing
The
to
cost
do.
of making aluminum comes all from the power. Power costs are high here. Power costs are
Unless
low
you're
there.
super wealthy,
That's why
you're
we-
all going to be
that's
broke
why
in
we
6
buy their
months.
electricity. That's
No,
why we
that's
buy
all a
their
result
aluminum.
of personal
What we
decisions.
are doing now,
So technically,
and
even
what the
after
White House is doing
losing
now is putting a tax
like 1
on
or
that.
2%
So
today,
power costs
I'm
are
still
high
up
here,
10%
and we're
on the
making
year,
power
as
costs
any
high
other
there
Chad
as
that
well.
has a similar model portfolio.
Sort of like cutting off your
That's
nose
the whole
to spite
point.
your
It's
face.
very simple. You'll go broke if you make bad personal decisions. That's all. Stop blaming people. Blame yourself. Very simple. Make good choices. Don't gamble. Diversify. Invest. Get income. You're going to be totally fine. And then vice versa. If you ignore it and try to rely on other things and do things later and want to buy only tech and hype, and then shit gets real, then you want to blame the government? No.
With Canada,
Sorry.
what's going on with
Personal
Mexico.
choices, baby.
The fact that the U.S. and China have a tense relationship, that's not really news. But the fact that Trump is going after our neighbors, essentially.
Yeah, and then you make it free, baby.
Maybe violating
Amen.
the trade
Amen.
deal that he put in place in his first term, that he argued for, the USMCA, is pretty
He said it was
stunning.
probably the best trade deal ever negotiated, the best
Oh, wait, shit.
trade
I
deal
wanna go
ever
get a
signed
car.
by a U.S. president. In any case, that's a story that we all know already.
Right.
We are waiting to hear from Justin Trudeau. He has just met with the King of England and the United Kingdom, King Charles, and it'll be interesting to see what he says. On the back of that meeting, of course, Charles met with Volodymyr Zelensky as well before he met with Justin Trudeau, and you're looking live there at pictures in Ottawa. We're going to see this lame duck premier step up
It is.
to
It
the
is
mic
like
and
I
give
didn't-
us his
It
retaliatory
was decent
tariffs
yesterday,
in
but
just a
every
moment.
time
In terms of
I'm here
what
for
we
you guys.
see in
When the market
markets,
goes
let's go
down, I
back
have to
again
convince
the
you to hold,
boards
and then
just
vice
show
versa.
that
When
we
it goes
have
up,
lost
I have
all
to
of the gains
convince
in
you
the
to
stock
not buy
market that we made
Nvidia.
since,
But
the
either
November
way,
5th
I'm doing
elections,
my
and we're
job.
seeing,
But you guys be patient.
yields come
And
down.
long term.
Yeah.
And this is what Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, said he wants to
He is
see.
somewhere smiling. I do think it's interesting. I mean, you go back to some of the conversations we were having.
Bro, VIX
that
is at
Trump
25.
cares about the stock market. At a certain point, there will be a Trump put. I don't know if that exists. This administration, in their second generation, seems much more focused on
Yin
the
on the
bond market.
high.
And the
So,
fact that you
yo,
have
see
yields
if
just
China starts
plunging
running.
like a stone. Maybe that is
Yeah,
soothing over
JD,
whatever
Baidu,
the
Baba.
feelings about the stock market might be in the White House. Of course, we won't know for sure because we're not actually there speaking to the president. You do have to wonder, though,
Okay.
if we continue to see stocks just fall out of bed to the extent that
I
they
think,
have.
Dud,
we've
I'm gonna get
erased
rid
the
of that
Trump
other
we might see
put
more
that I just
pain
did,
in
the
days
electricity
ahead,
one. No
whether
more
or not that will
electricity put.
outweigh the
10%
good news
loss.
that they're getting from the bond market.
I mean, I'm pretty terrified, frankly, to look at my 401k right now.
Yeah, don't do that.
I was so excited. It was
Yeah.
looking so good.
Your financial advisor would tell you not to, but I mean, there's the Trump put, there's also the Fed put. And we are going to hear from Jerome Powell post-Jobs Day on Friday. And
So again,
you
anytime
know
I
he's going to have
reposition,
to address
I'm
this
either
in
going to
some
be
way.
very right
Yeah,
or
it's
it's
a point I
about
was
to
gonna
flush.
make as well.
I still got one other
Not
put,
only
but
are
I
we
just
seeing
didn't
yields
like
come down at
those.
the long end, but we're also expecting now more rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. We're going to take a quick break here at the Bloomberg Invest Conference in downtown Manhattan. When we come back,
The Powell put. Again, I like him, but I'm very tempted by the. Now it's already back up. So either way, watch that one play. I pulled it out there. So this is. I'll give you guys this one. I just flipped it. I just took pretty much a 10% loss. 559 put for tomorrow at like 45 to 48. Just it's right in the middle. That's what I'm saying. Just watch out. This one could be an interesting one. It's kind of expensive. That's what I'm saying. I didn't really like it. If we get like a catalyst and it hits, I'm gonna go for it. But if not, push to March 7th. I already have exposure. So that's what I'm saying. That's one of those plays that I could call out. And I'm trying to give you an idea of the pricing and what I'm looking for. But that one's far at the money, so you snagged it. But be careful, because if you do this chop, you're gonna lose 30% if we go nowhere. That's the problem. It's far out of the money. You're tomorrow $10, $20 out of the money. That's the problem. That's why I'm like, it's way, way too expensive. But if we get a quick volatility move, those will go back up to 80 or $1, make it free, or sell one and ghetto, pretty much even if you bought one, 50 goes to 80, sell out and then go buy the $30 put. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Be careful on that. It's moving now though. So it's already up now 10%. I took the loss on it, but I don't want to over risk. Like I'm saying, I could give you info. I mean, that's what I'm here to do, but I'm putting it on you guys, and don't let the info backfire by being a dumbass. Because like I'm saying, don't force that play. I don't want to force it. That's why I backed out, but I'm watching it. That's on my screen. I'm going to see it, and we'll see how that one moves. Otherwise, go to March 7th, and then we'll see where theirs go. And then watch bonds, too. I still think that's important. TLT is cheaper, but it's not moving anymore. Now TLT needs to get through this, but by end of the day, that'll be big. I think by end of the day today, let's talk TLT, because then tomorrow will be Wednesday. Oh, Apple. I forgot about that. They were moving up earlier. Yeah, they're still holding. Boeing, I still want a Boeing put. Watch China. They were going up. Boeing, SPY's going lower. So look, that play I showed you, we're going lower, but that play's not moving as much. It's still slow. We don't have the ticker. Yeah, I'm not going to post the plays anymore. Like I said, get you a long-term 2,000 likes will get you the wire. We're not going to do non-members only, Chad. You guys ruined that yesterday. So 2,000 likes just for the wire. But like I'm saying, if you're listening, I'll help you. And if you pay attention to the watch list, I'll communicate with you, but it'll be a tough time for the people who aren't. SPY plays a March 5th. So technically it is a daily, yeah. These are the volatility plays we've been going after when we get the moves. So look, it's going up a little bit, but we need a little bit more. Dougie, welcome, baby. QQQ, actually, I haven't looked, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at any. I don't really trade the QQQ. Maybe I need to. It's roughly the same, and then NASDAQ's already down. Actually, it's less. Bro, you might be onto something with that. Let me see. QQQ's dropped a ton, though. Fucking skew, bro. Yeah, they jacked up the ones that shouldn't. Austin, welcome. I'm looking at the Qs right now. Anything with time is dog shit, but like a little bit more. There's some decent ones close to the money. For a while, just joining. So here's some pastos. What? He gonna join and drop us. Let's go, baby. And SPY near the low, or excuse me, Meta flushing at the low. My man, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Let's go, man. Get a long term. Don't get banned. That's just as good as money. You know that, right? I hope all of you know that. Nothing's better than that. Okay, watch. Bonds are going up now, too, while you're getting a little downside. We'll go back to that one play I told you in a second, but QQQ's not bad. It's the same thing. Same exact setup, 50-50. Again, Ontario removing products. That's coming across. Yeah, check the currencies. Good call. So gold is down. Watch Canada and Mexico. Canada's going down again, bro. And Canada was green in the morning. Mexico's not moving. $30 shares COG. I like it, man. That's fine. I think CMG, you got to have a good discount. It's up on the multi-year, but I'm not too opposed to it. I like it, man. Good luck. I'm looking. I have a play, but I don't like where we're at. And then I need to check that other 590 or whatever. Yeah, the 550. Now, look, it barely moving. That's what I'm saying. On any of these short terms, they kill this for another fucking hour. Every play's going to lose. That's what I'm saying. Ideally, if we could time the, pretty much don't do nothing for 2 hours, and then if we could time the break, then that's going to be our 1,000%er. We already hit 1,000%er today, but still, that's kind of what I would ideally be looking for. I'm going to keep an eye on those QQQs, though. Thank you for that. But still watch. I mean, if any of these headlines hit, what we can do. Oh, I don't own that. All right. I'm going to grab a small one. I grabbed a QQQ. I haven't done this in years probably, but let's see. Yeah, so I put on the stream alert. I'm going to start with a small one. I'm going to use this as a place marker on the QQQ. But the whole idea is that right now, these plays, and even the ones I just showed you, they're going to be dramatically better in 3 hours. That's what I'm saying. Right now, if the momentum continues, they'll hit. But if not, you'll be able to get the same play for way cheaper, and I think they'll have way more hitting power. So for now, let's see. But if we flush, that'll be good. Abbott and Eli Lilly on the low. That's kind of weird. So XLV starting to sell off a little bit. Watch if I think Apple and Microsoft wanted to go up, but that's it. Hear from the Twitch. Chop the like. Amen. I mean, we're almost there, are we? No, we need 500 more likes for the wire. From healthcare to tech happening, we'll see. If anything, with the Dow down almost 2, I don't see today as rotationary. Bro, where's Trudeau? Yeah, the peso, the loonie keeps dropping, but we haven't heard from him yet. And again, you've had all these other headlines here about the react. Yeah, we're still waiting for him, but none of them have hit. That's what I was saying. If the electricity would have hit, I think those plays would have moved, but for now, they're not. So we got to wait a little bit. Bro, JP Morgan and banks still flushing. NASDAQ down 1.4. Their money is called the loonie, yeah. All right, UNH on the high. That's weird. Yo, UNH, pop. Yo, it's very weird. UNH should not be up right now. I don't know why it's up. There's not any cheap plays. Did I get one? I did, but I don't know how this stacks up. I might have got one. UNH, big pop, 2%. While all the healthcare is just dying. I did. I was able to get a cheap one, but none of the options are moving yet. So let's see. Yeah, UNH popping now. It's 480 on the options. There was a couple. All right, they're disappearing now. I have no idea. I grabbed a cheap one, but I'm not seeing anything else. Check. United Health wins favorable finding in Medicare fraud case. There's your headline. All right, I'm already free. I already made 100%. Yeah. So I got 2 contracts for free now. That's oh wow. Now they're at 475. Woo! Early. So again, yeah, they win fraud case. But again, none of the plays were cheap. If they're already cheap, do your thing. Don't force it. And then yeah, you'll be good. Yeah, those already did literally 500%. So I got in at 9, sold out 2 of them at 20, and now based on the spread, it's like 500%. I try to send them as fast as possible. That one, again, this is why I'm saying it's annoying when people talk shit about it because I'm so fast at it. I will be up 100% before I tell anybody. So if I try to let people know that one, I put it on the stream alert. I said I'm already up 100%. So just, again, that one, the info is probably worth more on that one of why it's going up. Oh, shit. SPY coming down a little bit. And bonds. Let me see. Apple. Apple's even coming down. Go back to UNH. All right, yeah, UNH got that early. Second win, and then it's shorted. Remember, Bill Ackman and everybody shorted this thing. That's cool. Just make your play free already, but it moved quick. If you were able to jump on it fast enough, that worked. The contracts are stabilizing now. They're not going too crazy. Again, SPY moving. Watch those cues. Again, a couple of other value plays did good as well. Okay, SPY. UNG and Boyle. Damn, and then Apple's starting to move around. Again, UNH, another wick. We just got a headline there. See if any of the other CVS is moving off of it. So watch out for that. And then Humana, they're all moving. Anything related to Medicare pricing is doing good. And then SPY won't break out of there, though, unfortunately. I think the Canadian thing, we're going to find out. Again, they already retaliated with the dollar amount that we heard. It was like $150 billion, but yeah, we'll see. I think he's coming out now. They're taking pictures. I heard a squeak. I feel like that personifies Trudeau. You heard that? I was like, wee wee. I feel like that's... Yeah, see? I've told you, he's about to come out. You just hear a rubber ducky and then he walks out. That makes sense. He's like, no, I'm nervous. SAIC. And then bonds recovered half of that little sell-off. UNH already coming back down. Oh, come on. They just hyped this up. Bro, you're still not... It's crazy because you're spending 30 minutes here, one breakdown, 30 minutes here. What are you laughing at? Yeah, bonds are waking back up now, bro. Where's move, man? This is still mad volatile. So bonds go negative, then they go green, and then pull this shit off again. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to sell out my UNHs. It's coming down. I'm going to just take the 100%. Wait. Why isn't that selling? Oh, never mind. Bro, it won't let me sell. What the fuck? Yo, something's going on with that. That's so weird. It's not calculating my number. It's saying I don't have options, but I do. Very weird. I market sold it, but it delayed. I should have one more, but yeah, odd. And then take a look at this pie. Come on, Trudeau. Oh, I probably have an open order. You're right. I think I put a limit at $1. Yeah, I think. Is that his high heels? That has to be. Yep. I heard his heels. Okay, get ready.
So today, the
Trudeau.
United States launched a trade war against Canada.
Yeah, you heard his high heels,
Their
right?
closest
Yes,
partner
of course.
and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia, appeasing Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator. Make that make
Bro,
sense.
all they did was tax you. Calm down.
Canadians are reasonable.
He's
and
like,
we are
they're
polite.
supporting Putin. No,
We
he
will
just
not back
tariffed
down
you
from a
directly.
fight.
Just
Not
you.
when our country and the well-being of everyone in it is at stake.
Hershey's ask ICE
At
to
the moment,
investigate speculators
The
in
US
cocoa
tariffs
market.
came into effect in the early hours of this morning.
So listen, he's just talking and it's
so
going
did the
down.
Canadian response. Canada will be implementing 25% tariffs against $155 billion.
We
worth
already
of
knew
American
that.
Goods. Starting with tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods immediately, and tariffs on the remaining $125 billion.
That's hitting
of
wire.
American
You already
products
knew this,
in
but
21
again,
days' time.
I just don't think people like being
Encore
reminded.
aujourd'hui, on se voit forcé d'imposer des droits de douane de 25% sur 155
He said if you don't get a
milliards
long
de
term, you'll
dollars
get clapped.
américains de marchandises.
If you blame politics for your
30
personal
milliards
choices
de
on where your wealth
marchandises
ends up,
américaines,
that's your fault.
30 milliards de dollars de façon
Go make
immédiate,
better decisions with your
et dans
dollar.
21 jours, 125
If you
milliards
save
de
that
dollars
shit,
de
your life will be
marchandises
better.
de plus.
Otherwise, you'll die.
Today, we will also
Okay,
be
back to English.
challenging these illegal actions by filing dispute resolution claims at the World Trade Organization.
Nice.
And
The average
through the
time for a
USMCA.
WTO settlement is 7
In the
years. It
meantime,
doesn't fucking
Our
matter.
tariffs will
Shout out
remain
econ
in
lessons.
place
Woo!
until the U.S. tariffs are withdrawn, and not a moment sooner. And should these tariffs not cease, we are in active and ongoing discussions with provinces and territories. to
Again, I hope
pursue
you guys are
several
paying attention.
non-tariff measures.
None of this is new.
Measures which will
But him
demonstrate
firing back,
that
this
there
is the
are
shot
no
back
winners
across the bow,
in a trade
essentially.
war.
That's why I think the market is going down.
Now,
That's
just
it.
like
This
I did
is
a
just
month
the
ago,
trade war in real
I wanna
time.
speak
You get what I'm saying?
first Directly to the American
None of
people.
this is new.
We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government
Yeah, look.
has chosen
Bro, that
to
play
do
I showed
this
you is bullshit.
to you.
So it's
As of this
back.
morning,
It won't get out of the
markets are
range.
down.
That's what I'm telling you.
Inflation is set to rise.
That's why I got out of
dramatically
it. That's what I'm
all
saying.
across
Keep an
your
eye
country.
on it. The other cues are
Your
working for
government
now.
has chosen to put American jobs at risk, at the thousands of
No, I voted for
workplaces
this,
that
sir.
succeed because of materials from Canada or because of consumers in Canada, or both.
He said we will look at
They've
non-tariff
chosen
measures.
to
Does
raise
not give
costs
details.
for American consumers on everyday essential items like groceries and gas, on major purchases like cars and homes, and everything in
I ain't
between.
bought one house built in Canada.
They've chosen to harm American national
The lumber,
security,
I know.
impeding access to the abundant critical minerals, energy, building materials, and fertilizers that we have
Check NTR.
and that the United States needs to grow and prosper. They've chosen to launch a trade war that will, first and foremost, harm American families. They've chosen to sabotage their own agenda that was supposed to usher in a new golden age for the United States. And they've chosen to undermine the incredible work we've done together to tackle the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that must be wiped from the face of the earth. So on that point, let me be crystal clear.
Okay.
There is absolutely no justification
Be
or
crystal
need
clear,
whatsoever for these tariffs
Must
today.
to brief Republicans tomorrow
Now,
night.
the legal pretext your government is using to bring in these tariffs is that Canada is apparently unwilling to help in the fight against illegal fentanyl. Well, that is totally false. Let's look at the facts. Our border is already safe and secure. Far less than 1% of fentanyl flows and less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States comes from Canada. But we acted because we know we can always do better. We responded to concerns, including from the President, by implementing an ambitious $1.3 billion border plan. A border plan that includes generational investments in new AI and imaging tools to stop the flow of fentanyl in its tracks, stronger coordination and information sharing with American agencies, along with the deployment of drones, helicopters, and additional personnel to keep our border secure. Now, a month ago, as part of an agreement with the United States that paused the tariffs, we made further commitments. We appointed Kevin Brasseau as our fentanyl czar, a man who dedicated his multi-decade career in law enforcement to combating organized crime networks and drug trafficking. We designated 7 drug cartels, sick, evil groups who cynically profit off the pain and suffering of people on both sides of the border, as the terrorist organizations that they are. And just yesterday, we launched a new joint operations partnership supported by a $200 million investment between Canada's security and law enforcement agencies.
There you're right back, dude. They
Partnership
just
that will
destroyed
enhance the
premiums with that.
coordination of information
So I'm saying,
and
go look at the one I showed
in
you.
order to thwart criminal gangs
Nonsense.
involved
So
in
reacted
illegal
when he started
fentanyl
talking.
trade.
Market digesting. He hasn't said anything
Critically,
new. But now
our
you're just back to
actions
that 1
are
hour
working.
flight pattern
As
we
the
had, or
US
holding
states-
pattern.
As the U.S. Customs and Border Protection just
Bonds
acknowledged,
down too.
There was a 97%
End phase on the high.
drop in fentanyl seizures from January compared to December, to a near zero low of less than half an ounce seized in January.
Well, nobody wants
Even
this.
with
You got to realize. I mean,
all
none of these
the further
countries,
enforcements
like,
and
just at the end of the
actions we've taken
day,
at the
Mexico and Canada,
In
over the
sum,
last 4 or 5 years, have
we
become a
stepped
very
up.
big part of
We
trade.
engaged
And they're
closely
benefiting
and
off of it a
constructively
lot.
with the
So
president
it makes
and
sense
his
why they're
administration.
pissed, because
We
now
did
Trump is
everything we
taxing
promised.
their fucking
We
cash cow.
stuck to our word.
So we'll see what happens with it, but
did
it
it
makes sense why they
because
would
we
want to
believe in
defend
working
against this.
together
Yo,
to
Google.
protect our citizens.
Why do we have tech pop in? Hold on, Google on the high.
Now I want to speak directly to one specific American, Donald.
Donald.
In the over 8 years you and I have worked together, we've done big things. We signed a historic deal that has created record jobs and growth in both of our countries. We've done big things together on the world stage, as Canada and the US have done together for decades, for generations. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for
Okay,
North
SPY going up
Americans
now.
in a very
That's going to wash
uncertain and
every put
challenging
for a little
world.
bit. Because they were already washed when we grabbed our first set.
Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal. But Donald,
oh, shut up.
They point out that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do.
It's not that dumb. It's really not.
We two friends
It's way dumber
fighting
printing $4 trillion
exactly what
and
our
everybody following
opponents
along.
around the world
That was way stupider than all of
to
this.
see.
You should have had way more public outrage. I don't get it.
Now, to my fellow Canadians, I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be
I won't syrup coat it.
even though we're all going to pull together, because that's what we do. We will use every
So remember,
tool at our
Canadians, by
disposal
him
so
responding
Canadian workers
to,
and businesses
he is also
can
doing the
weather
exact
this
same
storm.
thing,
From
just with less
expanding
amount of
EI
goods,
benefits and
meaning
making
it
them more
impacts
flexible
Canada
to
more than
providing
it
direct
impacts the United
support to
States.
businesses,
So
we
that
will
150
be
billion
there as
retaliation,
needed to
yeah,
help.
he's doing the same thing.
But Canada, make no mistake, no matter how long
And remember,
this
you guys,
lasts, no matter
currencies
what
move.
the cost,
So
the
depending
federal
on the
government
tariff, if
and
the
other
currency
orders of
moves
government
enough,
will be there
that
for
could
you.
also be the pass-through
We will
effect
defend
that nobody
Canadian
wants to talk
jobs.
about. You should bring
We
that
will
one up,
take
Wall Street
measures to
Journal.
prevent
Do a whole article
predatory
on it.
behavior that threatens Canadian companies because of the impacts of this trade war, leaving them open
Exactly,
to
your dollar's already
takeovers.
low. A lot of the Canadian
We will
currency,
relentlessly
it is
fight
already
to protect our
passing
economy.
through
We will
with a
stand
lot
up
of
for Canadians
the effects.
every single
You're actually going to
second of
get hit
every
more by the
single
currency
day
rather than the
because
tariff,
this country
or
is
depending on the
worth
currency
fighting
move.
for.
That'll exasperate or minimize the tariff effect.
derniers mois
But nobody's talking about
été
that.
stressants
Again, Wall
et
Street
honnêtement
Journal and
épuisants
everybody else.
pour nous tous. Mais je crois qu'on peut être rassuré par l'incroyable solidarité dont on a tous été témoins entre nous. Solidarité entre nos entreprises, nos syndicats, notre société civile, les communautés autochtones et tous les Canadiens. L'ensemble de la société canadienne parle d'une seule voix pour qu'on se fasse
He said, all you
entendre
need is to
de
make
nos
one
partenaires
purchase.
américains pour illustrer que
As an
l'imposition
American,
de droits de douane,
You have to have strict
c'est une
discipline with
très
your
mauvaise
long-term.
idée.
Listen to Josh and you'll be good.
En même temps, on travaille à
Otherwise,
l'interne
fuck
pour
around and
faire
find
tomber
out
les
and go do
obstacles au
whatever the hell
commerce
you want.
entre nos
It's your
provinces et
life.
territoires. On travaille
But
pour
that long term's still
rejoindre
going
de nouveaux
double with
marchés
or
à
without
travers
you.
le monde, pour bâtir une économie toujours plus
So
forte et
don't matter
plus
about a bad
résiliente.
economy if you make good decisions.
Dans les dernières années, j'ai eu plusieurs occasions de discuter avec des leaders
I
du
think
monde
Josh is
entier.
an
Le
extraordinary
message
leader,
est toujours le
a
même.
little rough around the
Le
edges,
Canada est un
but he
partenaire
definitely
fiable
understands
et
Canada
notre
and
porte
Mexico
est
tariffs.
grande ouverte.
So don't get robbed
Dans
by
les dernières
Bloomberg.
semaines, on a aussi redoublé d'efforts pour renforcer nos
Again,
liens
that long
avec
term
le
will double
Mexique,
if you
qui
take
a
it
lui aussi
seriously,
été frappé par ces tarifs.
and it will happen rapid regardless of a
Ensemble,
tariff.
on va chercher de nouvelles façons de
Something
collaborer
about Osama,
et de s'appuyer l'un sur l'autre.
I think he said
pour
Josh
faire
looks like
face à
Osama,
cette menace.
but that long term still is heavy.
Face à l'incertitude, face à l'inquiétude, les Canadiens
My French is a
ont
little
fait
rough.
preuve
I
de
haven't.
tellement de solidarité. Je vous ai vu partager des
Je vous
listes
ai
de
vu.
produits canadiens pour aider vos proches à appuyer les entreprises d'ici. Je vous ai vu changer vos plans de
Non-tariff
vacances
measures
sur
are
pied
like
pour les
VATs
magnifiques
or other
destinations
like
touristiques qu'on a ici chez
fees
nous,
that aren't
au
necessarily a
Canada.
tariff, but
Je vous ai
raise the
vu
price of
redoubler
imports.
d'efforts pour soutenir nos petites entreprises et nos travailleurs. Je vous ai vu vous porter à la défense de notre culture et la faire rayonner. Je vous ai vu encourager nos athlètes avec une ferveur sans précédent.
He said we'll find
Moi
a new
qui
way to
croyais
cooperate
que
with
je pouvais pas
Mexico
être
to
plus
deal with
fier
tariffs.
de notre pays
That
et
motherfucker,
de mes
he's actually
compatriotes.
saying shit. That's what he just said.
Mais
It
j'ai
hit my
encore
wire. I
quelque
just don't know
chose
French.
à vous demander. Lâchez pas. C'est le moment de redoubler d'efforts, de se tenir
He said sell half
debout
when you
pour notre
double
pays,
it.
de faire
Make
tout
it
ce
free.
qu'on peut pour choisir le Canada, pour défendre le
He said the
Canada.
puts on Canada,
On va
puts
passer
on
ensemble à
America,
travers
make it free at 100
moments
after the
difficiles.
double.
Mais après
what he
vous
said.
avoir vu aller dans les dernières semaines, j'ai jamais été aussi optimiste quant au futur de notre beau pays, malgré tous les défis qu'on va être en train de vivre ensemble. Le Canada reste le meilleur pays sur Terre. On a tellement de raisons d'être fiers de notre chez-nous, de ces quelques arpents de neige. Mais surtout, Je suis fier de notre capacité à nous serrer les coudes.
Tariffs are about to be a
Quand
lot
vient le
worse. No, I mean, I don't know.
Canadiens ont
I have no other way to tell you
différentes
guys
origines,
this.
différentes langues,
The
différentes
more you get
croyances.
worried about
Mais quand
tariffs,
vient le temps
the
de
more
défendre
tariffs are
notre
going to
pays,
fuck you up.
on le fait
And that
d'une
goes for
seule
the
voix.
media all the way down to a normal citizen.
À
Otherwise,
travers vents et marées,
tariffs
les
are not
Canadiens
the inflation
peuvent
that
toujours
brings your
compter
house up
les uns sur les
or
autres.
your insurance. But then
We've been
again,
through tough spots before.
if people
But every
use
time we face
society
long odds and
and
seemingly
perception to
insurmountable
justify it,
obstacles,
well,
we've
good
not
luck.
only
So, yeah,
survived,
but I don't really
we've
agree.
emerged stronger than ever.
Wag the dog.
Because when it comes to
Amen.
defending our great nation, there is no price we all aren't willing to pay. And today,
Yeah, literally, the more
is
you
no
convince yourself paying more is okay, 100%.
mes amis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. Merci beaucoup. We will now take 20 minutes of questions. Nous prendrons 20 minutes de questions. One question, one follow-up. Une question, un suivi. Merci.
Hi, Prime Minister. Tom Perry with CBC. You're reaching out to the president today. You're speaking directly to him. We heard from U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, who says that Donald Trump will be speaking to Canadians. And he also says that he wants to see more progress on fentanyl. So my question to you is, do you have any conversation scheduled with Donald Trump in the coming days? Is that something maybe your successor should do? And do you really believe that this is about fentanyl, or is there something larger at play here?
I have offered to speak to Donald over the past number of days, and I expect to speak with him in the days to come. I'm always there to talk
Never
with him
again, that's
about
good.
the importance of.
How was it? How
together
did that
to take
NVIDIA
on the
play?
world
Remember
this
that?
time.
I'm glad, though. I hope it makes you live
The
longer
facts show
and
very
be richer.
clearly that in terms of taking action on fentanyl, we are doing everything that is necessary.
Yeah, so that's
And
a
not just
headline. They're
for
going to
the
speak
United
with
States,
Trump.
for ourselves
So
as well,
Scheinbaum
as
is speaking to
Canadians are
Trump on
suffering as
Thursday.
well.
Mexico retaliation on Sunday. And then now we
scourge
have
that is
we're going to have another scheduled
illegal
talk
fentanyl.
between Trump and Trudeau.
We have laid out extensive plans, actions, cooperations, including as recently as the past days in Washington, and they have always been very well received. And the numbers bear that out. I think in what President Trump said yesterday, that there is nothing Canada or Mexico can do to avoid these tariffs, underlines very clearly what I think a lot of us have suspected for a long time, that these tariffs are not specifically about fentanyl, even though that is the legal justification he must use to actually move forward
Yeah,
with these.
he's not wrong. I agree with that. I don't think it is about fentanyl. I think they just use that as a pretext.
Non. Je me suis mis à sa disposition pour parler pendant les derniers jours, comme on
Yeah,
avait fait il y a
SMCI
3 jours.
ripping. So
J'espère
throw
lui
that
parler dans les
into
jours à
wherever you
venir.
want to
Je suis
fit it
toujours
in.
ouvert pour parler.
And sir, you mentioned this off the top. You're seeing the United States seemingly moving closer to Moscow. This is a same day that the United States has announced it's suspending aid for Ukraine. The Kremlin just said that U.S. foreign policy
Verizon on low.
is in alignment with Russia. So how do you successfully, or your successor, successfully negotiate with a president who seems to regard his friends as his enemies and his enemies as his friends?
In this regards, Canada and Canadians are very clear. We know who our friends are. We know who our opponents are. And there is no question that Vladimir Putin and his attack, not just on Ukraine, but on the rules-based international order, on the founding principles of the United Nations, is an opponent of Canada.
Hope you're ready for unemployment. Why are you guys
I think
like
the question
shit talking
that we
future?
all need to be watching
Like,
closely is,
you will
what do
be
the American
successful or
people-
fail based on your personal decisions.
how do Americans
Stop blaming
feel
Trump. Stop blaming Biden.
about
Because it doesn't matter. We just had
jettisoning
4 years of Biden, and
one's
you had a
friends
long
and
term too.
allies
But that's what I'm saying. This
favor
whole
of a country
idea
that
of
has
spitting
never
out fear
wished
and
Americans
telling
well
people you're going to
and
do this,
continues
you're
to
going to do
act
that. It's
in
all
ways
very
that
simple.
harm
Personal
the
decisions.
global economy and
That's all.
specifically the American
all you have to
economy
focus
and
on.
American values.
So
and
you could be
principles.
worried, but at the end of the day,
Bonjour, Monsieur Trudeau.
what is
Évidemment,
going to
sur
be the
Radio-Canada,
determining factor of
j'aimerais
your
vous entendre sur les
success or
programmes
failure
d'aide,
It will be on what you choose to do, both today, what you have already chosen to do, and then also in the future.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose sur la table aujourd'hui qui peut être annoncé pour les Canadiens, ne serait-ce que de limiter le délai pour avoir accès à l'assurance-emploi?
Il y a des choses qu'on va regarder immédiatement sur l'assurance-emploi, mais je veux rappeler aux gens que notre but, c'est pas de trouver des façons pour que les Canadiens puissent passer à travers de ces moments difficiles. C'est d'empêcher ces moments difficiles de durer plus que le temps minimum nécessaire. Si on peut faire enlever ces tarifs demain, c'est ce qu'on va essayer de faire. Notre priorité, c'est de mettre fin à cette guerre économique.
Would you just call me?
Et le fait que les Américains, dès aujourd'hui, font faire face à des mises à pied, vont faire face à des problèmes au niveau de leurs produits de consommation, va nous aider à mettre fin à ces défis le plus rapidement possible.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. Yeah, Euro close in 4 minutes. I think it could get exciting. You might get like a little rip, and then that'll open up the door to die at the end of the day, or it'll just start dying. I don't know. Maybe we get upside, but I think any upside, I'm still going to take it tentatively. Toasted Malone.
I think the thing to remember first and foremost as we reflect on the impacts.
My man, welcome. All right, get ready for the low. I'm going to go to the bathroom and Euro close. Get ready for that. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Coat News on Twitter.
There will be similar impacts on Americans losing their jobs, American families paying more for basic goods that they rely on at a time where times are tight everywhere. But our focus has to be on getting these tariffs lifted as quickly as possible. What can we do in the coming days is our focus to make sure that these tariffs don't last a second longer than necessary. So we will be looking at, including looking in the coming day at things we can do around adjusting EI to support people through this difficult time. But our priority has to be not on figuring out how to manage through these tariffs over the coming days and weeks and months, but on doing everything we can to get them lifted and put an end to this unjustified trade war that hurts American families and Canadian families.
On a l'impression que vous n'avez plus beaucoup de cartes dans votre jeu. Est-ce que de devancer la renégociation de la CEUM fait partie des plans actuellement plus que jamais?
Actuellement, dans les conversations avec le président, c'est pas très clair.
Our priority put an end to economic war.
Ou peut-être la seule clarté, c'est ce qu'il a dit à multiples
reprises. All right, Bond's doing it again. It's the same exact reaction. You come back to the low, bonds have retraced, they're matched up. So you're near the low. Unfortunately, we got to do the thing.
Je ne sais pas.
The thing is the slow move, and then 2 minutes, 1 minute till Euro close. Mr. Nap. Welcome, baby.
Actuellement, pour éviter, pour lui convaincre que c'est pas ça son but. Notre réponse aujourd'hui est ancré dans le fait de démontrer à quel point nos économies sont interreliées. Et si on crée des barrières entre nos économies,
okay, new low, NASDAQ down 1-8. SPY is still the leader. The Qs actually worked for a little bit right now. I'm actually kind of surprised. Let's go back to that one play I showed you. Actually, no, the Qs are not working. Yeah, bro, even the play I showed you, it's back up, but it won't break out of that range, dude. So the next bounce, they're going to fucking fry them, dude. Tariffs or not, you're still our brothers and sisters to the south, baby. Oh, are you Canadian? Let's go, man. So you want to boo the national anthem? I like you. I like you. Trudeau says it's not clear what Trump wants. Okay, SPY popping at Euro close. Don't act surprised. I just told you 3 minutes ago what to expect. So I wouldn't react. But that bounce literally.
What was that? Cosmic, that's right.
That just wiped the premium now. 55 to 40.
Now give it a couple minutes for euro close. We're either going to hold up or it's going to sell off.
Banking again this morning in a tweet, which doesn't make any sense because American banks, there's about 16 American banks currently active in Canada holding about $113 billion worth of assets in this country. So the American banks are alive and well and prospering in Canada.
Now, how many Canadian banks are in America?
Really being able to see what it is that he wants, because even
good point, man. Good point. Now tell me the other side.
Tariffs today of fentanyl is
He's like, you guys got a bunch of banks in Canada.
Unjustified. Completely false. So we actually have to fold back on the one thing he has said repeatedly, that what he wants is to see a total collapse of the Canadian economy. Because that'll make it easier to annex us, is the second half of his thought. Now, first of all, that's never going to happen. We will never be the 51st state.
Never say never.
Yeah, he can do damage to the Canadian economy, and he's started this morning. But he is rapidly going to find out, as American families are going to find out, that that's going to hurt
I mean, Canada's problem, I think Mexico's figuring it out.
Jobs.
But the problem with Canada and Mexico is that they want to talk about this. Although that may seem awkward, you're like, shouldn't we talk about it? Yes, in private. But like I told you, so far in this trade war, China has done the best because they just don't fucking beef. China's been tariffed twice, and every time they just laugh it off. And they're like, yeah, it's small.
I will admit,
and who cares? And then you don't have any drama, and they get right back to the table.
That these tariffs,
Mexico's doing a little better, but now Canada's the one that's very vocal about everything.
That would have the impact that they're having now without even bringing them in over the past weeks, as we've seen order books dry up for Canadian companies.
Okay, you're coming back up, euro close, bonds back down. You had that little relationship, but give it a little bit. Maybe we go to VWAP. Otherwise, let's see where post-euro materializes.
Because of the threat of tariffs. But now that he's moved forward with tariffs, we're going to see the real impact of a trade war between our two countries. And that impact will be to hurt American families.
And Canadians.
Prime Minister Tonda McCharles with the
So again, we're tariffing about $500 billion to $1.5 trillion. Meanwhile, he's also throwing reciprocals of 150. So sadly, the Canadians will have to pay for this as well. And that's the point where, although he's kind of war charging you in the battle, he is not mentioning the Canadian aspect.
Dollar for dollar retaliatory tariffs. That's on $600 billion worth of American imports. If you were to do that, is that on or off the table?
He's going to say on the table.
I will be sitting down, as I have every week for the past many weeks, with the premiers this afternoon.
None of the plays. That same play I want. I'm telling you, it's shit.
Our individual, combined, and collective response to this. As we've put on the table, the federal government has $155 billion worth of tariffs that we can move forward with immediately, and that we will be moving forward with
that we already know.
And 21 days from now, to give Canadian companies time to adjust their supply chains to not be overly,
well, ultimately, it's up to the companies,
but there are,
like we talked about, the currency as well is another factor. SMCI again.
In different approaches that we can look at. One, for example, is around purchasing and around suppliers and around contracts, whether it's municipal, provincial, or federal, with American companies. There are many different things that we've been looking at. And
Kremlin aid, Russia, U.S. agree to hold separate talks on Iran.
Important. But I can tell you what we have seen is Canadians across provinces and territories, across political lines, are united in knowing that this is a time to hit back hard and to demonstrate that a fight with Canada will have no winners. And the sooner we can get past this fight, back to working together to take on the world, as our two countries always have, the better we'll all be.
To what extent have you turned or gotten cooperation from any other allies to exact more pain on the
Is
US
Ethereum on the
to
low?
accelerate getting to a solution? And are you concerned
Yeah,
that Mexico
Bitcoin,
appears
Ethereum
to
on the
be
low
trying
now.
to do their own thing,
Bro, this
maybe
presser
someday?
killed the
Where are you
Canadian
with any
loonie again.
guarantees you've got allies?
And then Mexico doing good.
I've just spent quite a bit of time over these past couple of weeks meeting with European and international allies to talk about a number of different things, including standing up for the rules-based order by defending
bonds
Ukraine, but
lower,
also
SPY trying to
being
get out of
there
here.
for each other in a more
Again, it's been an
challenging
hour or
and
two now
uncertain
at this
world.
low level, but you haven't
And I
really
can
advanced
tell
or
you
declined.
that, every country is very, very aware
Tesla down
that
7.
if the American government is willing to do this to their own closest ally, neighbor, and friend, everyone is vulnerable to a trade war. And our ability to work together thoughtfully and strategically to make sure we're supporting our citizens, we're doing things together in a more diversified way is something that is on the mind of all of our allies.
En français, vous en êtes où dans les discussions avec les alliés, que ce soit européens ou mexicains?
Comme vous savez, au cours des dernières semaines, j'ai eu beaucoup de conversations en personne avec plusieurs de nos alliés et nos amis européens et à l'international. Tout le monde est inquiet. Ils savent très bien que si les Américains sont prêts à faire ça au Canada, leur allié le plus proche, leur partenaire le plus interconnecté, tout le monde est à risque. Et notre capacité, donc, de travailler ensemble, d'en faire plus ensemble, de diversifier nos chaînes d'approvisionnement de façon encore plus délibérée, est une conversation qu'on est en train d'avoir et vont continuer d'avoir avec nos alliés. Avec nos partenaires mexicains, on continue à être en contact étroit avec eux.
Okay, we're still what, 7 minutes? Google on the high, 7 minutes post-Euro. Give it the first 15 minutes, but like I'm saying, just be on the lookout for the little bounce. We'll see if it holds or flushes, but you are moving now.
Thanks. Hi, Prime Minister. Rachel Haynes from CTV National News. As we know, the Liberal Party is going to be picking a new leader over the weekend. But when is it going to be your last official day as Prime Minister?
Good question.
That will be up to a conversation between the new leader and myself to figure out how long a transition is needed.
Why not?
You
You just martial law it,
a lot of things
and then
to do
that
in a
way,
transition like this, particularly
we could just justify. Yeah. No. Okay.
Ma dernière journée
Bad
sera
timing?
déterminée
Bad timing?
une fois
Okay,
que
my
le
bad. Touchy
nouveau,
subject?
Chef du
Sorry.
Parti libéral sera choisi. C'est une conversation sur combien de temps vont être nécessaires pour la transition. Il y a énormément d'éléments à considérer, mais je sais qu'on veut faire ça assez rapidement.
Thanks. So it sounds like
Okay,
it won't
Reds
be
again.
immediately
Dude, you can't get
on,
out of this.
March 9th or March 10th.
And
So
the
it sounds like
premiums
you'll
are
probably still
terrible.
have some time remaining to put in some more actions on this. Is one of those things that you're considering going to be taxing oil, gas, and potash exports, even if premiers don't consent to that?
As I said, the most important thing we're facing...
Watch NTR off that.
The most important thing we can do is ensure that Canadians remain
Again,
united.
Google on the
That's
high,
why
Apple is
whatever
doing decent,
response
and then Verizon selling
individually
off
or
pretty big. That
collectively
keeps
we do
going, and
across the
AT&T.
country, we have to make sure that no single part of the country is carrying a greater burden or suffering any more than everyone else. This is going to be
AT&T gave
tough
bad
for all of
numbers,
us,
and then
but
Verizon
we
went with
need to
it.
be pulling and holding Canadians together every step of the way, and that's the conversation.
Hey, bonds
I'm gonna
are
be having
approaching low of the
with
day.
premiers this afternoon.
SPY hasn't moved out of that.
Now weekly.
So again, last time
meetings.
SPY or bonds hit
There will
this
be
low,
many different
you had
ideas
more
we
of a
discuss,
rally, but you're not doing that right now.
The most important thing, more important than doing.
Well, AT&T came out with like
specific
January
or,
numbers or something.
effective,
They gave like some guidance
pressure
there, and that
points on the
killed
United
Verizon and
States
AT&T.
is keeping Canadians united together. As we go through the pain that these American tariffs will inflict on our economy, on our workplaces, on Canadian families, we will be able to say this is happening to us by the decisions of a different government. As American families suffer
Ignore
the
our
impact
response, but it's their
of
fault.
these tariffs, of this trade war with Canada, they will be saying
Somebody else
this is
doing this to
happening
us. They
because
made
our
me.
own government is choosing to do it to us. That's a very different proposition. And the most important thing right now, more important than anything else, is for Canadians to remain united. And that's why all premiers will be focused on things that make sure Canadians don't get divided amongst ourselves. This is a time for us to pull together, because the Americans will be having very real and very challenging debates and discussions about these actions. There will be no debate in Canada about whether or not we should be pulling together and responding. Everyone is aligned on that, and protecting that is job one for the Canadian government and the Canadian Prime Minister.
Hi, Mr. Trudeau.
Okay. Évidemment, il y a différentes choses que différentes provinces ou secteurs peuvent faire pour appliquer de la pression sur les États-Unis. Et il y a plusieurs idées qui ont été mises sur la table, mais je veux être extrêmement clair que ce ne sera pas le fait qu'il y a une région ou une industrie au Canada qui souffrira ou qui portera un plus large fardeau que d'autres. On doit être équitable dans notre réponse et dans nos appuis. Parce que la chose la plus importante dans toute cette affaire, c'est que les Canadiens restent unis. Et c'est de ça
Yeah,
que je
Google
parlais avec
running
le
and
Premier
uranium.
ministre des provinces et territoires cet après-midi, que l'unité de mission et de
MO
courage et
dropping.
de détermination.
Hey, yo, value's starting to
les
flush right
Canadiens
now.
vont
So
faire
hold on,
preuve
and Putin agrees
dans
to
les
act
jours,
as mediator
semaines
between
à venir,
Iran and U.S.
va être notre arme la plus effective. Parce que les familles canadiennes qui vont faire face à des impacts négatifs à cause de ces tarifs vont être en train de dire, mais nous, on va se tenir ensemble en tant que Canadiens.
Yeah,
parce
bro,
que
watch
c'est
tech.
un
Yeah,
autre
tech's starting
pays
to go
qui nous
up.
est en train de faire cela. Et nous,
That could
on
be
va
it.
tenir bon, puis on va réussir à
No,
passer à
yeah,
travers.
because the
Les
thing that
familles
has me is
américaines
value. So watching
qui vont voir des pertes
XLP,
d'emploi,
look at XLP
qui vont
flush,
voir des
look at
augmentations
MO,
de prix
any
à
of
cause
these
de ces
value
tarifs.
names, that's it. The money's coming
Eux
back
vont
to
devoir
tech
se dire,
a
c'est
little
à cause
bit.
de notre propre
It could get
gouvernement
reversed. That's the problem.
qu'on est en train
But
de
right now, in
souffrir.
real time, you're
Et ça,
now
ça va
starting on
amener
this
des
break. More money's
conversations
coming into tech.
extrêmement difficiles entre Américains sur le pourquoi de cette guerre commerciale injustifiée.
And TLT dump.
We will take one last question and follow up. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Trudeau. Mackenzie Gray with Global. You mentioned the markets earlier. Someone who knows a thing about them, Warren Buffett, came out and said that these tariffs could be viewed as an act of war. Does the Canadian government believe these tariffs from Donald Trump is an act of war from the U.S.?
Canadians are not angry at the American people for this.
We're angry at Donald
We don't
Trump.
have anything against Americans. Americans are our neighbors, our friends, our partners. We do things together.
Bro,
We've
if
done
anybody
things
ever
together
talks to
for
you like
decades
this,
and
do not
generations.
trust them.
This is a policy decision by the American
I dude, this
government
guy creeps me out. If anybody's like, listen,
designed to go after the Canadian
you're my
economy.
friend. I have no problem
This
with
is a
you.
trade
I'm like,
war.
you fucking snake.
Yes.
I already know.
But Canadians, yeah, Canadians are hurt.
I feel like he's about to ask
Canadians
me
are
to
angry.
donate 10% or something. I already know where this
We're
is
going to
leading.
choose to not go on vacation in Florida or Old Orchard Beach or wherever. We're going to choose to try to buy Canadian products and forego bourbon and other classic American products. And yeah, we're probably going to keep booing the American anthem. But let me tell Americans,
are?
we're not booing you. We're not booing your teams. We're not booing
We're booing the
players.
honor and every single veteran that has sacrificed
We're
so
booing
much
the
for the freedom of this
policy that is
nation.
designed
We're not
to
booing
hurt
you.
us.
We're just disrespecting everything you
insulting.
guys stand for.
And we're angry.
Over economic issue that is easily resolvable after we have tripled our imports to you over the last 4 years. It's not about you. It's about how much we want to disrespect your whole culture because we have a problem with one guy.
Probably a lot of folks watching on TV today who've been laid off or they were told not to come into work.
Man, I'm watching on TV, and the only thing I could think of to all of this is this right here.
As I said, our entire focus
Come on, where's it at?
has been on preventing these tariffs from coming
That's all I've been thinking about this whole time.
The
whole time. He's been trying to talk me out. That's all I've been thinking of.
And our focus now is going to be on making sure that they get lifted and that there is an end to this trade war as quickly as possible. But over the past month, we have been working on measures that if these tariffs last longer than a few hours or a few days, we be able to help Canadian citizens, Canadian workers, Canadian companies make it through this time. But let's also be clear, this is going to be tough. The American trade war is going to hurt the Canadian economy and is going to hurt all of us.
Everybody's like negotiates from a weird
What we're doing
perspective.
is try to make sure that nobody goes hungry.
It's just like kind of like the Zelensky thing. It's like, bro, the odds are against you right now. Even in Canada, I'm like, what do you?
But that's where
Again,
we're leaning in,
he just got
both as a
tariffed
federal
$500 billion,
government with provinces
and he's going to
territories,
respond back with
on
$100
responses
billion.
to be there for
This is
Canadians.
already very lopsided.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Lumber
Yes, that
should go
concludes
up,
today's
but it
press
just
conference.
depends on what they what Trump does. Well, that was just a lot of animosity out of Canada, which you should have expected. Like I told you, the problem is that Canada and Mexico, they're doing these press conferences. Don't forget, China was tariffed today as well, too. You ain't hear shit. They just said it was small, and they said that they want America to remove them. But other than that, I mean, this didn't really move the market. He did kind of hint at more future reactions. It went down when he started talking, and then we had Euro close, and then we bounced. But you're still in the range. Again, today is tariff day, and we're still in that low from earlier. I was telling you, Euro close might bring a bounce, and then we see if it holds up or not. But at this point, just be on the lookout for the last couple of days. It's very simple. We wait here. You're either going to dance around for 3 hours or you break out. If we dance around and don't advance, you should be on lookout for a flush. Other than that, if we could finally get out of here, maybe we get some relief. But if you bounce up and could hold, people will feel good about, okay, maybe we've, sifted through some of the shit. But at the end of the day, that what we saw the last couple of days, if we just hanging out and we haven't advanced or declined, then, I mean, the situation's still developing. That's my. Well, that's the thing. The currencies have moved, but in a weird way, the currencies might help them. And that's, again, the part that I just think there is stuff that you could be mad about with all of this, and you could be worried if you're not really, diving deep into the topic. And you don't have to go that deep, but at the end of the day, a lot of people are not mentioning the pass-through effect of currency. The pound, the euro, the Mexican peso, they have all moved a lot coming into these actions. Even today, the Canadian loonie was green at one point. And I don't know why everybody's ignoring this. If I tariff you 10% and then 20%, but then your currency moves without our currency moving, you can offset that tariff effect. So what people don't really are not addressing is that, yes, you're getting tariffs, but global currencies have moved so much, and if they continue to move more, that if they do the right foreign exchange moves, you're not going to have that big of a tariff impact. AKA, let me put it this way. Are you ready? What if your price goes up by 20%, right? But then you save 20% on your currency being weaker or stronger. Ta-da! And that's the part that people aren't talking about yet, and which is weird considering how much the currencies have moved.
Yeah, exactly. That's why China and other people aren't really tripping. Does that make sense? So yeah, maybe there is a price effect, and I've acknowledged that. You will get a small price effect. It's not going to be the price effect that makes your house go up or your insurance, but at the end of the day, if the currencies have already moved and they move more, if the currencies are volatile enough and the dollar stays stable, you can get the benefit through currency that you would have lost on the tariff. You're lost. The point is, we have global currency, right? You have every currency, every country has a different currency, and they have different values relative to the dollar. So we could be charging people and we could raise tariffs, but if your currency gets weaker, who gives a fuck? It's not going to raise your price literally. That's what I'm saying. So some people are getting all worried, but we have to see the reality of where currencies are. And the fact of the matter, Canada is down like 50% on their currency from like a year or two ago. So whatever price increases, yeah, their currency's already weaker, but then even for like Americans, you're not going to feel any reciprocal by Canada. That's the sad part. You know, and then again, vice versa. If they could strengthen the Canadian currency, even if they have to pay more, but you strengthen it by 20%, your Canadian loonie is going to get you 20% more. You're going to buy the same amount of goods that you would have pre-tariff. So it just all depends. But again, add this to the list of factors that people aren't talking about. You're basing it on the fact that there won't be reciprocals. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying everybody is ignoring this. So like I told you, it depends on how stable the dollar is and whether or not you get weakening or strengthening of other currencies, not necessarily reciprocals. Because again, depending on the currency move, it doesn't matter what the tariffs are. AKA, you could tariff and a reciprocal tariff all you want. If your currencies move how the loonie has in the last year, I mean, there's still going to be a 50% gap somewhere. So that's the question is, are you going to pay the premium on your tariff or are you going to pay it on your currency? That's what you need to be asking. But we won't know until we see where the currencies end up. I have like half an economics course for free. I may have to make it private and charge you so you pay attention, but if you go to the trading fraternity, we have Econ 2024 playlist, and we go over like I think 13 chapters in an economic textbook. They increase their value, they good. Assuming our value doesn't change. That's the thing. Global currencies are complicated. But yeah, essentially, depending on what happens with the currency, you'll have more or less of an impact from tariffs. But again, the problem that I have, do you notice that nobody in the media is talking about this? So everyone's telling you, be worried about tariffs. Be scared. Oh, you're going to be employed. I hope you get what you ask for. Oh, yeah, growth. Oh, tariff, inflation. Oh, tariff. Everyone's bringing up all these things to be scared of. But nobody is talking about the reality that the result will be dependent upon where the currencies end up. Because with more or less volatility in currencies, you have more or less impact on tariffs. It's called a pass-through. But everybody is ignoring that once again. Added more TGT. Nice. They did decent. 114. They're almost there at that target I want. Okay, back to VWAP. Microsoft CFO Hood. AI infrastructure, supply scene, good balance with demand, end of fiscal year. Oh, we should have done push-ups. We were waiting for the market. But yeah, I need to do a plank. No, crypto doesn't matter in relation to the dollar. Because technically, and again, I have economic lessons on this already. So if you guys go to the trading fraternity, always a fun time if you actually care about it. But crypto doesn't matter because the value of currencies is dependent upon trade. So we don't trade with Bitcoin. So it's hard to say that the value, the dollar sometimes has an effect, but in this situation, we're not looking at that. We're looking at trading partners and trade affecting value. If I could buy more or less goods, that means my currency is more or less valuable. eBay on the high, AAON, SPY doing good. There's a couple names on the low, but you are generally recovering since that euro close on the dot, just straight going up. Set up long term for my mom. What do you think? 60% SPY, 20% bonds? Yeah, but whatever you do, little by little. So if you're going to start a long term for your mother and the market's at like all-time highs, I would scale my way into that. I wouldn't necessarily put all the money in at once, but I wouldn't buy TLT for your mother. Buy like an actual bond. So and I'll tell you this now, if you guys are going to handle anybody's money or your parents' money, do not put them in some pseudo bullshit. Okay? That's what I mean by that. TLT, go buy your mom a fucking bond. Do not buy her a ETF that holds bonds that you have to pay for and that doesn't have a guaranteed return. You know what I'm saying? Go get your mom and your parents right yield. Do not buy them a yield max. So do not buy any pseudo bullshit. You can't buy something that is synthetic that represents what you need to do. Okay? So I would actually just buy a physical bond if that was the case. But yeah, just little by little, if you are going to go into anything of that, of like the SPY and all of that, you buy a physical bond, go to your brokerage. Go to the broker, and then there's a bond center, or you could go to treasurydirect.gov and buy it literally. Yeah, you could buy through the broker. I actually have an old video on this. So if you go through the trading fraternity, I probably have a video there on one of the watch lists of going over how to buy a bond. We did it a couple years ago when I first started telling you guys about Bill, because again, the bonds were a good opportunity. But yeah, I would not buy your mom TLT stock though. I don't think that's a wise decision. Oil's at 67. Jeez. Well, bonds flushed. So there you go. That was the day. I have done it live on stream. Yeah, I bought a bond through the issue center. Pop, 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 pop. Nat gas is killing. Up 10. So they're setting records. The glory day hasn't. I mean, damn, it's actually still very low. But no, this is big for UNG. Your boy's pumping it, man. He's slinging nat gas everywhere he goes. You need to sell your TLT. Well, if you're treating TLT like a bond, it's not optimal. Like if you're buying TLT to gamble, that makes sense. If you're betting and trying to profit off of a change in bond prices, fuck yeah, that makes sense why TLT is probably attracting you. But if you really wanted fixed income, safety, and everything that a bond offered, you wouldn't buy that ETF. It doesn't make any sense because it offers you lower return than an actual bond right now. You have to pay to hold it, and the face value actually goes down and it's not fixed. Whereas a normal bond, the face value goes up every single day of that bond, the actual value of it. So that's why I'm saying, especially for older people, and you guys are trying to get them, this safety exposure, buy them a real bond. Or again, you could go and even put in a money market. It would be way better than TLT. So TLT has a purpose for certain strategies, but I don't think it's a good strategy to hold in your long term like that. Yeah, money markets, I'm telling you, I love it. The money market is fire. The nightly watch list is on the trading fraternity, but last night I posted it on Stock Market Live. So I'm going to keep doing this, and we'll see how I feel, but I might be posting the watch list because, again, people can't find it on the other channel. I don't know why, but yeah, so the watch list on here is members only. I'm going to do that, and that way it'll be easier to find the long-term videos so that I don't get asked that question every day. Holding cash in Fidelity is a money market
if you have switched your cash management to what's it called? If it is if you switched it to SPACs, you have to go to Fidelity and do the cash management, and then you'll be good to go. But yeah, that's why I like it. It's 4 right now. It alters with rates. So depending on how bond yields move, yeah, it goes up or down. Yeah, you could bill and chill on Schwab. Bill's fine, but I think Schwab has a money market. What is it? SWXX, I think. So if you fuck around with Schwab, you could turn on a money market, I believe. Or you just go buy their money market fund. SWVXX. Yeah, that's the one. So they have one, but that money markets are killer right now, dude. I'm telling you, I'll show you mine. Because, like, bro, it just stacks up all of the fucking, it's just dollar for dollar, whatever you're holding. Yeah, dividends and interest. So look, this was at the beginning of the year. These are all my dividends and interest so far. But so I got my interest $4. Right? Let's see. Yeah, SPACs 4. So every time I hold the deposit, whether I use it or not, I get more or less. Right? Even then the other day I got $14 or $8 now off the deposit just sitting there. So it adds up every single month. Every day you have held it in that SPACs, you get the yield. And then if I used it, I just get a little less. But it's crazy. It's actually very, very convenient. And it just translates through and you have nothing to worry about. So if you can do the money market, yeah, or Robinhood Gold if you have that. But the aspect of a money market, you could literally just put your money in there and then that's it. It'll generate the yield, and if you use it, you don't have to change anything. And then that's it. Today have been the garage sale buys we've been all waiting for. I disagree. I think a lot of people are misrepresenting the situation. There is some names that are cheap, but we've had this big sell-off, and everyone's like, buy the dip. And I'm always down to buy the dip, but I'm just saying that we have done this several times. I don't think there's actually like new price levels, if that makes any sense. So like start going through the daily, but like maybe AMD if you're into some of these tech names, but like the good stuff and like that, everything's already gone up. You know, again, it's not like things like Google. It's been like this a couple of times, but like I'm saying, after the election and then even this, like we've had multiple opportunities to buy at all of these levels. That's why I don't know why everybody is kind of being like, yo, this is the dip buy. I want a bigger dip, but I think at this point we just came back in time. But yeah, it's not, unfortunately, the range has been so wide. But 3 months ago, we've seen all of these prices. So in the last 100 days, 90 days, you should have been exposed to almost any price at least twice. So high ticker is running. K-Web on the high. Again, those SPY puts, the 1,000% one, it's up only 100 now. But I'm glad we got good money on those other two. Those were crazy. All right, UVXY on the low now. Ooh. Maybe we go back. And yeah, I'm glad we kept it small in those Qs. That other SPY play I told you, dead now. But I told you why. So get ready now, because if we go a little higher or not, or burn another hour wherever we go from here, then that will probably be the real like move. You know what I'm saying? Trump, I think he might come out. You have the State of the Union still tonight. Yeah, so that one play I showed you is back to opening price.
So now you could double dip on any put, same price as open. So still elevated because we gapped down, but now that little 1,000 to 300% in the morning has been wiped out on most options. Live watch list for State of the Union? Maybe, actually. It's going to be at 6. I'm kind of down. You know, I always have fun with a good political commentary. I don't like it. So be careful now, because then those 559s, you either could double dip those. Oh, they have time, actually. If it was a daily, though, you don't buy that one again. You have to go closer to the money. But, yeah, it's came back to those prices, man. They're still up, though. So this could be this is a good reload spot now. Otherwise, you wait to see if it doesn't come down, you're going to lose. You see what I'm saying? But now the premiums are actually cheaper. So this is a good reload. If you want to get greedy, you wait till one more pop, and then those reloads will be dirt cheap. But then at that point, you might be running. Has your punishment been lifted? I assume so, yeah. Do you know why you were punished? Walgreens up, but don't fall for it. 11.30 is the price. I don't know why people keep buying it. So, again, Walgreens moving. You have the Sycamore stuff. But, again, I'm pretty sure the price goes down to 11.30. Hey, Con and Young Jesus. You typed too fast on the Whirlpool rebuy? Well, it wasn't your speed. It was because you were asking me the obvious, easy question, which was the reason we have that video from yesterday. Bankers prep $12 billion debt finance deal for Walgreens. So, again, the final price is $11.30, I believe. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, it's kind of, you can make 30 cents. Premier of Ontario, Canada's most popular province, says all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Hot dog. Damn it, we should have already grabbed those. So, yeah, bad China news. Now Canada. So, Canada is saying they're banning every U.S. company from any government contract. Says province is ripping up contract with Elon Musk's Starlink. We don't want your next generation communication technology. Fuck you, Elon. We're going to keep using AT&T. Fuck, they're American. We're going to use, fuck you. But yeah, ASTS, did they go? Yeah, a little bit. Cardinal Health. See, I don't know who has any outsized government contracts with Canada, but that could be a play to look for. I see Canada, they mad at Trump. They got to switch over to Boost Mobile. Like, screw you. You're from Connecticut and you're considering moving to Florida because the real estate seems worth it. I mean, you should do it, but I think, if you live in Miami for like 6 months, you're going to like pierce your nose and then come back with frosted tips. And you're going to wear like a dog spike collar chain. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a good place. I like Florida a lot. The weird part, like I said, high inventory, but prices won't go down. But I would probably prefer Florida over anywhere else in the East or that part of the, I don't know. I like Florida a lot. Okay, SPY moving. Yeah, ASTS on that China comment there about the Canadian comment on cutting Starlink. You want to buy a house that's been sitting, can I offer 100, 200K lower? I mean, depends how much it is, but they should be motivating. But that's the weird part about Miami right now and Florida is that these houses are sitting and mother effers will not negotiate on price, even though the inventory is up 300%. It was like that a little bit ago. Remember, I offered that, bro. I had homeboy in Miami. I offered on a condo, and the house was up for 250 days. And I offered him like 100 grand lower, and he was like, no, this will sell. And then it's still, I don't think the condo has sold yet. It's been like 2 years. They don't give a shit. It's the weird, they bought it so cheap that they all want top dollar. They'll list it, and then they'll just let it sit. So you could try, but I would try. I wouldn't overlook it. You'll never know. As the market gets tighter, you know, some people will be a little freaked out and be willing to do it. But generally, I mean, the prices haven't dropped. And that is the weird part. Yeah, Baba, Baidu, they're all going up. Bond's dying. And then SPY is at VWAP. So, again, premiums are still holding. We will see. But that's it. I think we might, because again, we go up for another hour. It's still going to leave you enough time. I mean, just unfortunately, I'm paranoid after the last couple of days. The contingent value rights add to the Walgreens. I think it's 1130 total, but it's going to be a private deal. I don't think there's going to be a lot to extract. I think it's going to be very confusing. But generally, there's not even enough potential upside to dabble with it. I think 1130, 1230 if you're lucky. But yeah, that's, you know, we're talking about 10% after kind of being up a lot. My favorite real estate market is Indiana and Ohio right now. I like them a lot. And California. I'm still a big fan of Cali. I do real estate differently, though. I mean, I'm looking for good deals, so... You know, I'm not doing as much volume as I was, but I'm just getting way better deals. That's it. Trump will mess with real estate. Yeah, I think real estate, I've been saying real estate should be stable. I'm not really expecting a lot in real estate this year. And then again, I think sadly the biggest bearish thing, the most bearish thing for real estate right now is the government employees getting fired. And then we'll see what happens with everything else. But I don't think people have realized that government, if enough people get fired, not just DC, just all around America. Like, don't forget, there's a lot of people who have these jobs. And then if government demand slows down, and then that leads into other stuff that actually affects jobs. I've told you guys for years that's the only thing that will really bring down this difficult real estate market. The lady posted on Zillow. If it's for sale by owner, you could still negotiate, but if it's already had somebody, you're just a little less, you know, more or less likely you'll find a deal there, and she has to pay more. U.S. and Canada energy systems are so intertwined that Enbridge continues to see export opportunities. Enbridge? Isn't that ENB? CEO just made a comment about tariffs. No, you can't go behind the agent's back because literally if she's represented or he is represented by an agent, that's a literal contract to guarantee the sale of that property with that person. So they are entitled to the money. That's why I always say, I'm like, without an agent, I could save you 5%. That's the offer. But once you already sign it, you have to wait till that contract expires. eBay's still up. That's been going up all day, Chad Adonia. You're being laid off because department's going away. An AK job for the summer. What's an AK? Loads of OT. Any job will go a long way right now. Like I said, man. Oh, Alaska? Is that what it means? But like I'm saying, bro, I see a lot of people. Shame on some of you. Honestly, I can't believe it. I hope you all hear me right now, because whatever we get into, don't you dare. I'm telling you now, don't you dare think you can punt your responsibility to anybody else. It's very simple. Wherever you end up financially, a 95% of it is going to be a result of your own personal decisions. So that's what I'm saying now, right here, right now, man. If getting a job, bringing in income, saving it, putting it in productive places, that's going to be the wise thing to do. If you're not doing that now, and then the environment's going to get worse, you are not, there's nobody to blame except, failing to prepare. So definitely, and then again, you don't need to prepare for bad things. That's the beauty about making good decisions, is that if something bad happened, you would be prepared, and then if not, you would be actually advancing. All right, above VWAP. Kremlin, Russian is ready to facilitate peace resolution to Iran's nuclear problem. You have a long term, you don't want to dip into it. You have a painting business, you're growing. You wanted more cushion, well, just keep it in your long term. Hopefully the market doesn't turn around, but if you wanted cushion and don't want to sell the long term, just let it sit there. Whenever you need that money, it'll be there for you. Reload. Well, premiums they haven't flushed the low. So literally one strike closer, still the same one I showed you. But you see it's doing the same thing here. So it's staying trapped in this bubble. If there is a drop, these are instantly going to go up 30%. But other than that, like I was saying, I think you get one reload here, but there's still a lot of time and a lot of movement up or down that could happen. But maybe towards the end of the day, we'll get a good one. Either way, we did good. I think we took profits at good times. I let 1,000%er. I let that one on the table, but the other ones we did good. Long term, not the short term, I know. Well, that's the thing, though. Every time, I don't know how we're going to have to do it, but when the market goes down, I do have to remind a lot of you about just relax. Because that's what I noticed this morning. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, it's brand new, bro. Just relax. Some of you who just started, you have nothing to worry about. Believe me. Trust me. You'll be fine. But even in general, that's kind of the whole point, is that the emotions is what gets you to not do it. You see, when you're paying too much attention to the highs and lows, that's what fucks you up. You guys realize that, right? The long term's great and all, but don't be, again, when somebody said this earlier, what was the quote that I said? Do not derive too much pleasure from being up or down. Do not derive too much fear being up or down, because that's kind of the problem. Have you not noticed it? What problem am I speaking about? Tariffs would be to sustain for a long time. Oh, no, that's from Enbridge. Automaker group warns Trump tariffs on Canada will increase price on some vehicle models by as much as 25%. About bonds selling? Nothing. I mean, I don't know if you're going to like this answer. You should be worried about bonds selling when they go below $85 on TLT. Because remember, that's when I was telling you, yo, pay attention. Now we've gotten out of that. You have a friend who wants to sell house and not, oh, dude, email me. tradingfraternity@gmail.com. I will tell them what the house is worth. I'm going to make them an offer. And then if I end up buying it, you'll get paid too, man. So I appreciate you thinking about me. So, yeah, email me the address and the contact info and whatever the story is, and I got you. So, like I'm telling you, do you guys get the problem? And I'm showing you the old long term so you can see it, the old screenshot. But here's the deal. The problem, when the market's going good and the long term's ripping, I always tell you guys don't get used to it. What's the problem when things are going good? When things are going good, everybody wants to buy everything at all-time highs. Now everybody wants to start. Now everybody wants to buy the plays we're already up on by a huge amount of money, right? So if you derive too much pleasure from being up, it leads to a problem. And then vice versa. When the market's down, everyone cries. They're like, what do I do? It's painful. I'm lost. I don't know how I'm going to survive. What am I supposed to do? And then they're like, I don't want to do this. It's a scam. And then again, deriving too much pleasure on the downside. So why I'm showing you this, because just no matter what, I don't think you've actually had downside yet, even though we've came down. I mean, if you have positioned your portfolio like we have, you're literally still up 10%. I don't know if you guys realize that. So please allow me to show you. How much? Oh, yeah, we're still getting murdered. So I'm down 1.6 today. Down $4,000 on the big long term. Again, you're still up 9.6. Dow is up 1.8. NASDAQ is down. SPY is down. Your long term is literally doing 5 times better than the Dow, 20 times better than the NASDAQ, and then, again, 10 or so better than the SPY. So, like I'm saying, you don't need a trip, right? This is nothing. And again, look at the damn shape of this chart right now. Okay? But what I'm trying to show you is here. When we actually went down, I saw more long-term sold in this period than any other period. Because we kept climbing, then we didn't do stuff for months, then it started to go down, then you'd bounce, and then it would flush, and then this is where everyone was like, I don't want a long-term anymore. Josh, how do I do? Again, I remember, was it Angelus? There's a few people in the Twitch. They were like, they would spend 3 hours in the chat to sit down and tell me why they have to sell their long-term. And they're like, no, I can't believe it. I had one kid literally cried to me about being break-even for 2 years. He was like, I can't believe why did I invest in the stock market? Why did I buy it so high? It's been 2 years. It'll take me 2-3 years to recover. Why did I do this? And then again, they were like, I'm selling all of it. They're like, I don't have 2 years. If I bought so high and if it went down this far, I'll have to sell out. And then it dropped. And then he said, I want to sell. And then again, fast forward 2 more years, every single play during this moment ended up being some of the most enviable positions we've gotten. From Meta at 90, Netflix at 180, JP Morgan at 100, Uber at 23, Nvidia at 90 if you wanted it, any stock you could think of. Every name was a fat pickup. And then even you started late here, you doubled your account, ask Tim Whitman. So that's the whole idea. It's going to get bad eventually. I've told you this. Every time we go up, I said just get ready for the moment the long term goes down. But your job is to not be a baby back bitch and don't focus on it so much when it's high. Don't focus on it so much when it's going down. The whole point is that if you make it through here, which you should if you're using the amounts we are, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. The long end gold is where we start making our money. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Down means hump for diamonds, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. We're building up our cash. We went overweight on everything but cash, so now we build it up. If I miss out on anything, we're outperforming. I don't think we're going to lose it. And then that's it. My Intel? I mean, I got rid of my Intel puts, but why are you asking me about plays? So long term, you could go, but don't ask me about the plays. Y'all need to pay attention. I want you to get long term. I've tried to share plays with you guys, but unfortunately, the community of just stocks has showed me they cannot handle it. So that's why. Just don't ask me about that. I'll give you everything else. Long term, you could track very easily. If you listen to the logic and news in real time, you'll figure out the plays. But I've quit my babysitter job. She's asking $650, but has to sell. Email me the address and the price, and I'll let you know. Because if she does need to like move quick, I could offer her like a deal where we can get her money now, and then have more flexibility. Larry Fink shilling buy the dip. I mean, market's up a lot now from that low. So like I said, I'm glad we waited on some of those double dips. And then I don't know. And somebody just emailed me asking if they should divorce their wife. I'm not good at that question. But if it does relate to finance, like somebody like your partner doing things financially behind your back, I mean, that's not a good sign. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a terrible person, so I'm not the person to ask about that. You see how I ban people? I have done that in my real life everywhere. I don't care. I don't fuck with anybody if they ain't doing it like that. I don't see an email from Alabama House. I don't see that. I just see the asking to divorce his wife. You've located the ugliest house in the nicest neighborhood. You knocked for 2 weeks. You may need help. Email me the address. I'll see if I could do a reverse lookup for you. It's in Oceanside. Let's go there. But if you've already been there, SPY ripping again. I got word here from Ignas. They're saying Larry Fink is pumping the buy the dip. So now you're starting to go up a lot. Bonds have died. Remember when tech was earlier, homeboy said tech rotation and healthcare didn't rotate, but then tech did pick up. But yeah, you are going up a lot right now. Just from the bottom, you're still red by 0.9. But look, NASDAQ's about to go green. So literally NASDAQ is running. What do you mean financially behind your back? Like if you have joint accounts or you pretty much your wife or husband is spending money behind your back, running up credit card debt or using money in large amounts that you guys have not agreed to, then I don't think that's a very healthy thing to have. Y'all need to figure some shit out. Pizza popping a little bit. Russia offered to serve as mediator. That's old. Okay, I got your email on the Alabama one. Skew put plays are still up. So again, that was a good move here. This is a great reload, but one more pop up, you'll be able to get it way cheaper. I like it, though, but you can't get as close to the money. That's kind of the problem. So I'm going to wait a little bit. But there is, again, you could just, every single pop, look for the reloads. But, like, it's just early, bro. Now it's 9:30. We got to do a plank. Financial dishonesty was a big reason you ended up getting a divorce after 15 years of marriage. I feel. I mean, I've never got a divorce, but yeah. I only one time I broke up with a girl and then she stole my credit card. And then she racked up a bunch of credit card payments like 2 weeks after we broke up. Yeah. I was like, she bought like a plane ticket and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was the only time. Other than that, though, that's it. I just have my long term. I don't show my girlfriend my long term, except unless it's on YouTube, and then that's it. I did. I filed a claim on Amex. I was like, I ain't do that. All right, now you're selling after that little pop. It's literally 30% move. That's what sucks. You guys have to understand what these puts are doing. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, they're far out of the money. That's why they depreciate. And then this little pop down, it makes it 30% up. So it buys you another drop, essentially. And that's why, meanwhile, all the puts that are further out the money, they don't go up as much. That's why you can't just buy the same one. That's why, too, like, I'm notice I'm on the 560 now, not the 559 or whatever. So that's why you got to just keep seeing. But in a weird way now, we might be in purgatory because all these puts jacked up so much. They could do that for another 3 hours just to get to still super far out the money. Did I have a superhero growing up? Yeah, Allen Iverson and Jesus Christ from Nazareth. Sadly, those are the only two people I've ever looked up to. Anything else has been nonsense. And I ultimately settled on Jesus Christ from Nazareth. But other than that, yeah, not really. I did remember you guys brought up that memory for me? Remember those little skateboarding sharks? Do you remember? Do you remember what it was? And it had little sharks. It was like a cartoon. Street Sharks, was that it? Yeah, bro. I fuck with them heavy. Yeah, bro. I don't know if this was a superhero, but yeah, I fuck with Street Sharks. These are dope. Fink says 2025 will be a rocky year in markets, so pumping to buy the dip. That could be from the earlier one. Again, we did move a little on his comments. You got to watch Iverson at Georgetown? Damn, that's an honor. I wanted to go to Georgetown because of Allen Iverson. You know that? That's amazing. I love Allen Iverson. Great guy. Not really as a person, but great player. ZK. Apple came on the low. CACR via V pop VIAV. Oh no. Doesn't look 5% yet, but keep watch. What a day. Those UNHs are still up. I got one more left. We had a lot of good little hits here, but damn, bro. What a day. The last couple of days, even yesterday, was a lot of fun. Check dual still going up.
Well, 9:30. Chad, you ready for some push-ups? We missed the first one. I got to do my planks. Oh, man. I know. I love it, though, bro. Core. So, that's what actually, can I talk to you guys about push-up time right now? Because this is what I'm realizing, and I don't know if you guys have noticed my journey, but it's very simple, man. You guys are here for a long time, and I'm telling you, I can't stress it enough. Like, these little, like, if you just do something once an hour, like a couple of times a day, if you're here, it has a big advantage. And, like, here's the thing I noticed, you know, we've done push-ups. That's how we started this moment, right? And I've been working on posture for a really long time. Apple challenges legal challenge to UK backdoor order. So you got an Apple challenge right now. It's coming out. But yeah, so like we started with push-ups. And even though I've been trying to like have good posture for years, it's been difficult. And it's crazy because over the months and years, different things need work. So like it's very simple, you guys. Depending on what you need to work on, I would be doing that at this moment. So if you have a weak chest, I would be doing push-ups. If you don't have strong back muscles because you have bad back posture, I would be working out your back. If you have neglected your core for your entire life like I have, I would start doing sit-ups. If you have never done legs like I have, I would start doing squats and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So during this moment now, because, dude, I'm noticing such positive changes by just doing, again, just getting into legs, just getting into abs, and yeah, so do it. Obliques, side planks, and then the lay down and then do the toe touches. Or like lay down and then left arm reach to touch your ankle, and then, you know, like the little touches. That's how you do it. Rotating cuffs, you got to honestly do core and shoulder workouts. Do the ball for the clicking shoulders. That's the swing the ball. And then core, though, also is tied into it. So either way, get your body moving, man. Do what you need to do. And I'm just telling you, you're here now. If you make the most of the time and do something little by little, bro, it's kind of crazy. Because like I'm telling you, even my abs, little by little, bro, I'm like, damn, this is very effective. So run it, baby.
Have cash.
I'm going to do my plank.
They have balances higher than they were. And so they're managing their budgets well, and they've been managing through inflation. And so it just puts some pressure. I think utility bills, that's another watch item. That could put some extra pressure. But with low unemployment and good wage growth, they can really, and the money in their accounts, they can support the higher inflation.
Certainly an interesting picture of the world. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. Utility bills, of course, jobs, a lot of things to watch out there, Scar, as investors navigate this environment. Of course, that is Aaron Levine, Head of Consumer Banking.
All right, great conversation. Thank you so much, Shonali Basak, who is hosting the Bloomberg Invest Conference in downtown Manhattan. She was speaking with the Head of Consumer Banking at Bank of America. Now, coming up, we're going to return to the Bloomberg Invest Conference, where Goldman Sachs' Chief Information Officer, Marco Argenti, will be joining us next. This is Bloomberg.
Okay. I did my 1 minute plank. Now we'll do the other workouts. When nothing's playing. So watch your speakers. I have CNBC unmuted, but it'll come back on. These rallies for real. I wouldn't overlook it. Bro, just every day, whatever the market did, that last 2 hours changed everything. So unfortunately, it's just hard. Like, I wouldn't read into any of this that deep. So let's see. What's the next workout? I do the planks. Oh, I need to do the mountain climbers. I do a plank and I get into mountain climbers. So watch out, though. The speakers and then Spy did move. You got Larry Fink. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Oh, I hate abs. You hear me? Nice. Okay, I'm going to do the toe touches and one more. Well, I like it if it plays. Actually, I'll make you watch the watch list again. Someone's going to ask me if I think Whirlpool's a good buy right now. You know what I'm saying?
BC.
Oh, never mind.
All right, we are back. The
Let's
best
go. Two more
performing
workouts, we're
sector
good.
of
Spot
the
looking
year
good.
thus far is healthcare. Yesterday, Goldman Sachs' David Kostin recommended that space. I'm told that Josh Brown has a hot take on this area of the market. Do tell us more.
David Kostin is absolutely right, but from my perspective, for a reason that he's probably not paying attention to. He's looking at the valuations in these names and the fact that they're acting well when the S&P is negative, and they are defensive. I'm looking at the technicals. I have 12 of these names on my list of best stocks in the market, and if I'm not mistaken, I think healthcare now has the most amount of names on that list of all the sectors. AbbVie, Abbott, Bristol Myers, Cardinal Health, Gilead, J&J, etc. I want to focus on 3 charts in particular. We'll do these quickly. Cencora, C-O-R. Many of you know this stock, but you remember when its ticker was ABC, and we used to call it AmerisourceBergen. Very 20th century name. Cencora is much sexier, much more modern, but basically it's a pharmaceutical distribution company. I know Steph knows this name. RSI of 63, not yet overbought. It's within 3% of a 52-week high. Stock looks outstanding, up 2% during the volatility of this week. 15 times forward PE, expecting 12% earnings growth. That's a great setup for something contrarian. Stryker, SYK. Look at the way that this stock has bounced off its 200-day moving average. Look at how badly she wants to break above that $400 resistance level. Stryker is 4% below the 52-week high. RSI only 54, 3% above its 50-day, 8% above the 200. I would use the 200 as a trailing stop loss. Check it every Friday. Do weekly Friday closes. If she closes above, stay long. Last one. Trade update on Gilead.
Drop in.
I gave you this name.
Trump says reciprocal will immediately increase if Canada imposes retaliatory tariffs.
I love the technicals. This stock has exploded. It's up 22% from January 28th when I introduced it to you. RSI 74, slightly overbought. I would let it cool off a little bit if you still want to play it.
So 30% increase on the SPY. I'm going to grab a small one.
This is one of the best stocks in the market, hence why it's on my list of best stocks.
So watch if we get a reaction there.
Thanks for that. Good stuff.
He
we
does
have a
love the
market flash I
RSI.
want to tell you about. Hugh Sun is going to do that for us. Hi, Hugh.
Hey, Scott. So I am just reporting on CNBC.com that the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, has just dismissed its lawsuit that it filed in December against Early Warning Services, which is the operator of the Zelle network, as well as the three major banks running on it, which is JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, Scott. So they were alleged to have allowed $780 million worth of fraud since its inception in 2017. And as you know, under the new direction of the CFPB, they're essentially reversing everything that the former has done with this. And this is the latest example of this, Scott.
Hugh, thanks for that. Appreciate that update from Hugh Sun. We will watch those stocks. We said already red on the day. Mike Santoli's next with his midday word.
Honestly, a little quiet is good sometimes. Very peaceful. You, my name is Trudeau. Call me Justin Trudeau. I am Canadian. Is it unmuted? Yeah, you guys heard that? Okay. Still, I was just doing my Trudeau accent. Yeah, I was going pee. I kind of need I still got carbo. That's it. We good. Man, That's it. Those abs got me. Okay, I think that reciprocal thing's bad, but I'm going to back out. Like I said, I tried that on the other one earlier. They kind of hit, but so I lost $10 on that. I think. Oh, it was like rejected my ass. Trump retaliatory will increase to retaliatory level. Abs, I know. It's crazy. That's the problem, though. I'm like, dude, you could work on your posture. Like, my back muscles are great. But, like, dude, my core and legs are just so weak that I think it kind of limited me. Everyone needs... Well, Mark is not taking that negatively. Again, and remember what I said this morning, last night. We really need to pay attention to how today reacts because we have a couple more tariff events. People don't realize this. So I'll show you guys. Did you guys hit 2,000 likes? Oh, we're so close to 2,000 likes. Oh, man. Would you guys like the Newswire? And I could offer you a chart, a nice chart that will help you in the future. Will actually be of utmost importance. So all we need, I need like 5 more likes and we'll be there. That's it. 5 people. 5 out of 5,000 is all you need right now. Right now, man. Wow, we did it. Well, thank you. You have unlocked the wire. But like I told you guys, so I'll give you guys another shot next week. We'll start on Mondays will be your interview. So non-members, you didn't do well on yesterday. So unfortunately, I've taken off members. That's not part of the like deal. So we'll see how you guys do next Monday. But until then, you do have the Newswire. And now let me show you a very important pretty picture. So are you guys ready for this? Down, 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 bow, 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 down, down, bow, bow, bow. You're cutting veterans right now. I told him the haircut is 30, but I'm not charging him. Man, you a real one, bro. You a real one. I love you. I love you, bro. I'm gonna remember that, Javi. You know, we're gonna keep that in mind. That's a real one right there. So, this is what you need to be paying attention for. This is a TEM on the high, Tempas. But this is why I'm saying how we react today is very crucial. Because one, we'll see the retaliations, but don't forget, 8 days from now, you're going to do what we did today, but with steel. And then 7 days later, you get Jerome Powell. And then 2 weeks after that, European Union. And then cars, pharma, chips, a.k.a. India. And then you're also going to get India. And then after that, we're going to factor in all the responses. But pretty much you have another 2 or 3 tariff events. It's kind of all tied up into the same event. But like I'm saying, watch how the market moves and handles it because that is what is going to lead us. Samsung to launch Apple Vision Pro rival headset. Why? I don't even think it did good. That's crazy. Why? Samsung. They're going to copy them with the headset. Yeah, why, bro? Just do something else. Like, we could beat that. You work at Samsung? You didn't know this? Hey, man, I'm here to provide the news. I'll tell you, bro, I'll never forget that one time on the plane and I saw that mother effer and I stared at him and then he stared back at me and I just saw his big ass eyeballs on the screen look at me. Dude, it was the funniest shit I've ever seen. I was dying. Oh, man.
That's it. That was all. The only good thing about an Apple Vision Pro is to let people know on your plane that you're not poor. That's it. That's the only thing I could see as to why anybody would buy that. It's like an airport product, and then you're just like, hey, I want you to know I spent $5,000 to be on my phone on this $90 Southwest flight. I'll need first class. You should know how much money I got. No, for real though. You don't think so? I can't even remember the last time somebody even like talked about the Apple Vision Pro seriously. That's why I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. You've never seen a Vision Pro in real life? Man, I should have held that put. It's coming back down. I might double dip. So I got another one to look at. It's actually the same. Watch the 560 now. So this is the one. I did the same thing as the other one. I bought it. It didn't materialize. I get out, take a small loss. I'm not trying to get decayed. Watch 560. I don't have a play on this, but do you guys understand what I'm telling you? The other one I showed you, the 559, it did this same thing. You're doing it again here. So I'm not saying you should play this play. I'm telling you to watch this as premium and pay attention to how that premium develops or not. I think that'll give you some signals, and then if we get that volatility again, it'll kind of communicate. You are dropping. That's the one it's already up 10% now. Yeah, fuck. So I sold out for a $10 loss. I could have made money. You can get those charts on TOS. They're just a little harder. You got to send the chart or send a symbol to chart. Apple dropping, that could be it. Ooh! Yeah, whiffed. I whiffed it, but timing was right just a little bit. Again, I still have another put that's already up 100 or so. That was just the one from yesterday. I think it is all Apple, to be honest. But then again, those reciprocal headlines, market could just be delayed. Yeah, you're really dropping, but this time without the bonds. So it's the lowest you've been in like 30 minutes, like actually on the dot. Those Intels are fire, bro. I'm glad we hit those. VWAP. No Intel position. No, I'm kind of over it. Like I said, after I realized some of the shareholder base in Intel, I don't want to help them anymore. I give up. I don't want to be their leader. I didn't realize the nation was so corrupted. I don't want to be their leader anymore. I know. That's why I said, there may not be hope. I am meant to lead, but in other way, I gave up on Intel. I still like this stock, but I don't want to handle those shareholders. After I realized, I said, oh my gosh, it's more than just the Chad. The Chad shareholders, I love, respect, and honor. No, we're not. We don't need to assimilate them. Can we keep calling homeboy? I don't know. I think he got fired. Last time it sounded different. I know I intend no more. I'm not a player. I just chip a lot. No? Okay. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. What a day. This is crazy, man. Today, last week, dealing with tariffs, I even got wild emails, man. So I hope you guys are good. You have a weakness when people act irrational. Extreme fear or greed you don't understand. Really? This is my favorite. I do the best when people are crazy.
So, like, when the markets go insane, I feel very comfortable. That's why we've done very well with volatility. My weakness is when things are not happening, and then we just have nothing. But if your weakness is the craziness, do not be afraid to go small and to go slow. That's it. That's all you got to do. Yeah, so what you sound like right now, you sound like me during one of the 2018 Trump plays. Because that's what it's like, bro. I'm telling you, this Trump chop, I was trying to tell you guys this last week. That's why I'm not just saying it to say it. Like, you guys got to go small, and you have to just like get ready, but it's not like the candle size is the real issue right now. It has nothing to do, we're not moving. We're really not. It's the candle size back and forth, and when it chops around like that, it's so easy to lose plays right away, leave money on the table. It works for a little, and then you just miss it by a minute. It's actually wild, but this is what 2018 was like. It was volatility, but it was different. It wasn't volatility most people are used to. Well, that's the problem. It just, because you're like, get in and get out. Well, no. Sometimes that's the answer. Sometimes it's not. Like, that's the whole problem with these candle sizes. Because sometimes you're like, oh, get in, get out, boom, 10,000%. You should have held it. And then vice versa. Boom, you buy it, you're up 200%. 1 minute later, you're down 50%. It's never coming back. So that's the problem with this chop. So like I'm telling you, if it is chopping you up, even if you don't think you're good at it, you need to make a good executive decision right now and wait. That's what I'm saying. The smartest of you is going to realize you just have to stay fucking alive. Or you go really small. Otherwise, you wait until the break happens. Because like I'm telling you, once it's easy bull, easy bearish, that's the real money. Those are our 1,000%ers. Those are the plays you're going to get paid on. Make it easy. But if you're already noticing it's chipping away at you, you got to pull back or you got to play dramatically smaller. Ideally, you do nothing because then that's it. Let the storm pass. Easy up or down, then your money comes in. But, yeah, just welcome to the Trump chop. I'm telling you, this is a different set of volatility. I've seen it once before in my life, but that was during 2018. Other than that, it's not your typical... This isn't your typical volatility that most people are used to. It's because we're doing policy, macro econ, there's like development, like every situation develops, you're hearing it, the ideas, and then you play this little ping pong back and forth. Some moves are priced in, some aren't, some are more aggressive, and then some days you're only reacting to one thing, other days it's like 10. So, end of the day, the money is in the break up or down. When you get the real catalyst, the easy move, and then just don't get chopped up. If you are getting chopped up, you go very small or you do nothing at all. And I think you'll survive, let alone excel. Nams on the high. Yeah, the strangles, as long as you're not getting killed on both sides, that's not a bad strategy. Barbell, play both ways, and then that's what I did yesterday on my plays. I bought those puts that went 1,000% this morning. I bought those, waited a minute, then I bought calls. I was on both sides as the stuff was coming in. Thankfully, it just moved way larger in one direction, but that works very well if the size is small. Because again, if I'm paying $16 for multiple contracts, put another $10 on I just need to make $20 back. So if that play goes to $300 like it did, ta-da! So that's all you got to do. Does trading options take away from long-term holders? What do you mean? Like, does it hurt your stocks? No. It'll take away from your long-term if you lose all your money or make the mistake of being fixated on the short-term that you don't prepare for the long-term. But if anything, options help your stocks. It leads to more demand on your assets that you own. Once you get rhythm down, you're all good. I disagree.
This is what I'm trying to say. In another environment, I would agree with you. But this volatility of the Trump chop is different. And that's what I'm trying. Like, the rhythm will just stop out of nowhere. And then it's like when the beat switches. It's like those rap songs. Uncle have a couple where the beat just shifts in the middle of the song. It's like a Drake song, low key. And that's the problem. And that's why I'm saying all you got to do is be aware. The money happens in the break. The break of the little range, break out to the high end or the low end of the candle. Or, again, on like a trend for a week. But just be cautious is what I'm telling you. And, again, keep it small. And before you know, every situation is going to be unique. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And so one day it's going to play one way. That's how we've been like the last couple months. We're like super excited. It goes crazy. Next day, nothing. And then the next day, similar play, but then way different. And then we have our reaction. So keep that in mind. Yo, all those plays are up. So like I'm saying, that play I should have held it. That one was good. The premium on that is holding. I think that 20 could have been it, bro. I'm seeing. I have an idea, but I think it's a dumb idea. You could go. There's certain options that are negative on the put side, but they're really far out. You have to get an extra day. So you could go for a skew play, a cheap out the money if you really think volatility picks up. It's a good spot, honestly. I'm playing more options, yes, but I'm using way less money. It's actually wild. All the plays I'm doing are so cheap, you have no idea. And then again, I hit one or two of them. It pays for everything I've done in the month. So yeah, and then why, if you ask, because some of you are like, do you trade futures? I do. The problem is that this fucking crazy volatility, I want to know exactly where my downside is at. Ta-da. That's why I like it. Bro, I'm getting them to give me these contracts for pennies on the dollar. You can't squeeze me in any way. But then I can't make $1 million. That's it. Unless I get really lucky. The skew meaning, unfortunately, if you did not watch the watch list, you will have no idea what I'm talking about. Are we buying anything for the long term today? Wow. We should watch a video. You want to watch a long-term video? We should watch it. There's technically 2 videos yesterday. So I could tell who watched them. He said, relax. Relax, bro. I didn't see your email. I just looked it up. Dude, your email has like a spam warning. It says this message seems dangerous. It says avoid clicking on links. I got it. I didn't see it. I just had to search your name. I was like, I don't remember a juice email. Dangerous is middle name. I like to respond to emails on stream. So then that way, if you email me, just tell me what I could talk about. I could answer you. And if you're here, I could talk it out instead of typing it. Analysts warn of further price declines if there's a contraction in supply outside of oil. Are? No paper trail? Is that what you think? That's why I do that? Okay. Yeah. you're gone. No, I do that because it's easier and I have to deal with thousands of people. And I think some of you don't realize how difficult that truly is. And then some of you will be like, did you get the email? Did you get the email? Can I get this? Can I get this? Josh, can you give me a call? Can you give me a call? Can I get on the phone with you? Can I get on a call? Can I do this? So the best way to know if people are serious and easy is to actually just talk to them. That's why I think it's a lot better. And then I don't have time. I literally would not have time to stream if I answered every email. Stream alert help. We have a team for it, but then again, that's the other half. Half of the people who ask for stream alert help didn't even buy stream alerts. They just misrepresent the long-term alerts. And then they don't even watch the videos. So they don't even know when it was there. But yeah. But if you have stream alerts help, where you signed up, there's a dedicated team that could help you. What up, CJ? See, I need to get back to your email. I remember. But then you harassed me on it too last time. So yeah, be patient with it. But ideally, it's way easier if you just tell me what I could talk about on stream. And then that way, why waste time? We're both here right now. We could talk about it. But on that note, I'm going to go pee. I need a carbo too, bro. I got a little left. But God bless America. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. God bless you. Real Cult News on Twitter.
That. So it's unclear.
I am, bro. I woke up. Do you know what time I woke up this morning?
The entire car
I woke up at 3 a.m.
Now in Canada, back into the United
States. So
I
usually wake up at like 4:45.
And the trouble, I think,
I woke up at 3 a.m.
I look at the uncertainty
to shit
indices
myself.
that are out there.
So yeah, I'll tell you later, but I need to go to the bathroom right now.
Excited and optimistic.
So follow me, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Under President Trump, you had the S&P up 7 percentage points, and while the market was up 50 points or 50% over whatever period of time there, all of that wealth has been wiped out. Since the inauguration, $178 billion has come off of the S&P. This is very dumb policy, Kelly. President Trump is snatching defeat from the jaws of his own victory. And I'm also concerned that it goes beyond tariffs and it creates a broader uncertainty about investing. I think the gentleman from KKR is absolutely right. There's a good productivity story in this country, but that productivity story only happens on the back of capital investments. And I'm very afraid about the confidence and the trust that's been eroded here.
You sound like Trudeau, Steve. His quote today was, "It's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but they point out, Donald, that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do." So it's just eerily reminiscent. Henry, let me just give you a chance to respond or weigh in.
A couple points. One thing is the way you manifest tariffs in the markets is through currencies, and a lot of times we're focusing on equities. The greatest volatility we've had over the past 6 months has been the currency markets.
Dollar shot higher.
Yeah, materially higher. And so I would not discount that. That's the way what Steve said will play out. The second point is, if you look at the publicly available data, the ISM manufacturing came out first. Let's say it's been below 50 for 26 months, and actually since he's talked about tariffs, it's actually gone above 50. So that seems a little bit odd. But when you look at
it, yesterday's wasn't great.
But it was you had 26 months below 50. It's hard to hurt yourself falling out of the basement window.
And what's amazing is we were 2 years below 50.
I'll give you guys my theory. Do you want me to tell you right now? I have tinfoil. It could explain everything and even what you're hearing right now about all these people all of a sudden being like, this is the worst idea ever. And then look at this SPY just ripping. Ay, ay, ay. But here's the deal. Germany to set up $500 billion special defense fund. That's by rallying overseas. It's very simple, dude. Yeah, they finally mentioned the currencies. That was good to hear. Finally. But look at that rip, baby. Oh, yeah. Hi. Yeah, bonds are again, bro. I'm so glad we have one more left. It paid for some of the other ones, but I'm glad we took one of those 800 percenters. I took one off the table, like right here. So we did good. I think we closed out the puts. I left a little bit on the table, but I think we were set up for – it left us with upside, and even though they flipped, I mean, we walked away with good cash. I'm not mad on anything. So, yeah, you're running there. So, wait, now you really can reload, but now some people are going to start thinking calls. But it's already late on that. I have the old ones. I still have some March 7th ones. We'll see what they do. But here it is. Are you guys ready for the tinfoil? I think it's so obvious. Everyone's missing it. Maybe some people. You guys will probably agree. I believe right now everybody is over-dramatizing the tariffs, not only because now they hit, but I feel like the media, even Trudeau and all these people, they are trying to get Donald Trump to pay attention to the stock market. That's what's happening. Why? Because he hasn't given a fuck. The stock market has dropped 5 to 7%. He hasn't said a word. He said earlier he doesn't care about it. And that's why they're trying to be like, this is the worst mistake ever. No, it's not. I've seen worse. A lot of people have. Trust me. The point is that I feel like they're trying to get Trump. They want him to be tied to the market. He's easier to control when all you have to do is say the stock market is bad or good. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all it is. So I think exactly. I think people are trying to. I think the market is trying to tantrum its way into importance with the administration, but I don't know if that's going to be there because it doesn't make sense to me. Again, some things make sense. There's legitimate worries, but to say this is the worst possible outcome, I can't believe that. When we have literally seen like banking failures and everybody's like, no, we're strong and resilient. Oh, shut up. You know what I'm saying? You want to tell me that this tariff bullshit, like shit that happens, again, trade partners, regional trade agreements, all of that, you think that is worse than banks collapsing and failing? So you tell me. Yeah, we forgot about that. That's why I'm saying it. I think this right now, the market movement, the reporting, I think this is trying to get Donald Trump to fucking respond to the stock market. Because otherwise, I think that now, in a weird way, we've kind of been on our own. Like he's doing policy, he's doing whatever, the market's moving. He's not really weighing, he doesn't care about the S&P 500. So, yeah, that's my 10. You tell me. And then SPY just ripped. Woo. Well, there it is. They dropped a lot of premiums there. Good. I'm glad, though. Like I told you, that one at the second moment, I'm glad we flipped out of them and didn't take it. And like I said, watch now. Now you get the low end. These need to go a little lower. And then it'll set up another block right here. So again, now move. So here's the deal. Are you ready? I'm training you right now if you're paying attention. So remember I showed you those 560s and some of you were talking reload. Although these prices are way better, what would be the better version of the play now that you should be looking for? If you wanted to put, and you have to have the discipline not to take it, because any other put at these moments, I got it and I got out. If it don't hit, I'm out. Exactly. Good. You're thinking better. Well, you can go for more time. That would be ideal. But let's just stick with this the next day, right? Yeah, you should be fucking moving your strike price higher because the next drop, the 560s aren't going to go up that much. You see what I'm saying? And then if it really starts to move down, you want to be closer to the money. So really, you should be going now 568 to like 565. And now we wait till these go down. Or these would be the ones, if you start to notice it, a catalyst breaks out, go closer to the money. So that's how I've been doing all of these. This is how you need to be thinking about them. That's why there's different plays. That's why, you should be going small because the moment $10-20, if it don't work, it's done. That's it. The real play is going to be $5 closer now. We're trying to hit that sweet spot. So, yeah. Bitcoin, holy pumperoo. So this could be a good one. This would be good for the 560s, but ideally now you kind of want that 564, the 565 at like 30. And again, I'm fine with missing them. I'm going to call some of these out. I want you to see what's going through my mind, but remember, the big key is that you can't act on all of them. And sometimes you're going to miss them, but then too, if you learn how to avoid the 50% wipes, I mean, that'll keep you in the game and at least you don't lose. So, but hopefully you're vibing. Just pay attention to prices. Don't add pressure to make a move. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're going to get fucked. We've been here for hours already. I've seen this happen several times. You cannot act on every single one. See, patience and monitoring. 530, that's just far out the money. So if any volatility chills, even though 310 would be good exposure, it'll get too far out the money. Those won't go. Next time the market drops, those won't get a bid. So you got to kind of think like that. It all depends on the timing and what are you trying to monetize. So I'm trying to monetize headlines. That's why we got to know what contracts to look at. And then we're going for the short term. The idea is to be in the money. So that's all we need. Germany, SPD, backs plan to boost defense spending. For the alerts, how long? It'll take about a day, but usually it'll be in a couple hours or less. It really just depends on your phone provider. Longer expiration just depends. It depends what you're trying to play or if there's an event or... So like yesterday, I went specifically for end of the week and today. Why? Because I knew we were going to deal with tariffs. So if you are going to play time on any of these plays, try to attach it to the right event. Otherwise, fuck getting more time. Just play at whatever you're responding to at the moment and then call it a day and get out. Or don't play it at all. And then again, I'm talking $10, $20 plays. I'll find $40, $50 ones, and then I'm waiting till they get good enough or we start adjusting where to go. I don't know. I think this is right now, ever since that Larry Fink comment, we've been going up. But other than that, nothing else. Dude, I have like hundreds of old options videos. That's why, unfortunately, maybe I'll just stop posting on the trading fraternity to give you guys time to catch up. But there's a lot of tutorials that will teach you everything I'm doing. I'm not doing anything new. Everything is just what I've done over the years. And some of you got to see it live. But if you really want some like option, like go watch the one in the description right now. If you haven't watched the Josh Scholes model, how to find 1,000%ers, then that's a great place to start. Yeah, uranium's pumping, and then one of them had a bad earnings, but despite that, it was able to go up. NFL news, Devontae Adams is getting released. Kyrie's out for the season. Hey, I'm Dizzle. That was a nice bounce. Roku on the high. Nivda on the high. Apple had two things. Didn't they announce... They had an iPad and they had something else. They said they're clapping back against the UK. Are you ready for this? Reverse repos 135. They went up. Again. I know, the Luka trade. I was talking to my friend about it. He was like, I can't figure it out. He was like, did LeBron know or not? Because LeBron is like Jerome Powell, and he knows everything. But, like, did he know about the deal? I felt like they told him at the last minute. But, yeah, I don't know. Euro popped and dollar popped. Well,
That being said, you guys know what time it is, right? So, Chattadonia, what an awesome day so far. Even yesterday, I think even end of the day, we're going to get fireworks. So I will be here. You don't have to be weird about it, but it's time we move over to Philo. Philo is going to be members only because the main focus will be Jesus in my Bible and books. So if you want to be there, you have to be a membership. Otherwise, I should be back on in like an hour. We will go, you'll see it. You should see the video pop up. But other than that, I think it's time. Let's move on over, and then I will see you guys either around Power Hour or right before. But if you want to be there, go to that video, and I hope, yeah, you're there. Did the video go? Okay, perfect. All right, Chad, I love you. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace.